And we're live. I think they can hear me, definitely. Let's check our lovely players. We're playing. Uh-oh. Wait, can you guys speak again? Okay. That was one. I think I need to, I mean, then that one is, I don't think I have audio set up. Woo! Let's go.
But they can't hear
me.
either of us.
Let's go. How do I do? Oh my god. Says audio.
You could turn on desktop audio.
Yes.
That's the
Do we get a someone?
Desktop.
Someone just said, "There we go." Oh,
There
they
we
heard
go.
me.
Can
Yeah.
you hear me now?
Oh yeah, I think they can.
Papa? You can hear us?
I think
All
so.
three.
All
We got all
three?
three.
We
All
have
three.
both. This world
Oh
building's
man,
off to
that
a
was.
great.
Thank you for being here. We built that world, and now you can hear us, and that is the end of the stream. Thanks so much
Yeah,
for being here, guys.
One of the most important parts of building a world is building the audio of the world.
we built
I
the
think.
sounds.
Yeah. Hello everybody. This is the very well planned and executed Zachary section of this stream.
So good.
ZacSpeaksGiant. I'm here joined with the lovely CinderBlockSally and Sarah Moore of Pixies and Pins. How you doing, gang?
So good.
So
What
good.
time is it for you?
so good.
Isn't it
It's
pretty early for you?
Bad times. It is
Bad
7
times for you.
in the AMs, which is not
7?
an hour that I'm usually conscious.
Mm.
I'm a late sleeping boy, so
Mhm,
we're gonna have a different energy than we've previously seen from me. CinderBlockSally,
Okay.
where can the lovely people find you and the things that you do?
Ugh, where can't they find me these days?
Right?
I'm
Wow.
mostly on YouTube and TikTok and Twitch, and I'm CinderBlockSally. I do also Instagram and Twitter, but I don't do much there. So only the real cool guys follow me there. Most people check me out on YouTube and whatever the other two things I said were.
Sarah Moore.
And I do D&D stuff, duh.
do D&D stuff? No way.
Just
Sarah Moore.
stuff with D&D. Hi, I'm Sarah Moore. My pronouns are she, her, and you can find me all over the internet at Pixies and Pins. My website is pixiesandpins.com. And every Friday night at 5 p.m. Pacific, I have a show called Sarah's Table on twitch.tv/GenConTV. In fact, as after this stream, if you want to take the miniest break from Winter's Tales, I'm running a holiday show, and it is called Last Christmas, and it is about time traveling to the previous Christmas to stop yourself from killing Scrooge, because when you did that, you set off the apocalypse. So you have to go
Yo,
stop
very
yourself.
Good.
So-
Very good. And I'm ZacSpeaksGiant. You can find me all over the internet. If you've ever been like walking along the street and you find like $10 on the ground, I did that. So
That was
nice.
you.
yeah, that was me. That was me every time. I'm also
Wow.
I do D&D things. I've got a video coming out on Monday evening, which in your time zone could be at any time. In a roughly 30-ish hours, I will set live the second part of my video called D&D But Real. It's where I replaced every dice roll in a one-shot with a physical or mental challenge. It was very fun to make. I'm really looking forward to everyone seeing part 2. Let's get into this silliness, huh?
Let's do it.
So
No, seriousness, very serious.
very serious. Just
Oh,
straight
there's
up
been
and-
there's been a request in chat for pronouns. I am she, her. Zach and
He, him.
Cinder,
he, him.
both he, him.
Both
Thank
he,
you very
him.
much.
Not a problem. Thank you for asking.
course.
We have a quest for us in front of
Great.
us, and I love a quest, and I'm sure you do too. We have a 2-part quest. One, we have to kind of understand what has come before us, which I'm sure some people in chat who've been watching the entire time, they're like, it's locked in. They've been living it. We're jumping in as the stream. We're like jumping onto the train as it's like heading down the tracks, and we hope not to be squished by it. So we're gonna play fast and loose with what has come before, and we're gonna invent some things that shall come after. So, do either of you want to give a little recap of what has come before? Throw some nouns out there.
Ooh. Nouns? Just any nouns or
Yeah, just throw some
useful
nouns.
ones?
Useful ones, ideally. I can start with what happened in game 1, if that.
Are we recounting
Are we
all the
going
games?
all the way back,
I
or
think we
just like
should
the
start
most
all the way
recent?
back. Let's. You're right. Let's go most recently. What has
2
happened?
years ago, AJ Winters decided to start trying to stream.
Yeah.
A little too
Okay.
far back.
Okay. Well, from what I understand, in this last game, there was just prior to the game in world time, there was something called the Collide, where the realms of the Fey realm and the real realm collided together and started getting all wiggly wobbly, timey-wimey, and kind of all came together, and everything started affecting each other. The Fey realm started sort of affecting humans and their physiology and their form, and vice versa. And there was also a new court formed called the Court of Reflection, or so it's a Fey court where you can also get like powerful Fey can kind of separate from their reflection in a mirror, in the like mirror realm, and then they can operate independently from each other. And in the last game, the heroes were trying to transport a reflection somewhere else, and things went not great. And then they used the Sword of Desire to cut a hole in reality to get back to, I believe it was Kaleidoscope, the City of Glass. Anybody who is in chat and who was just watching, if you have any thoughts on that, you are welcome to happen.
Stuff.
Please let me know, because we have a jumble of notes, and I feel like I have an idea, but it could be not what the note taker intended.
I think that Dungeons and Dragons is about collective creation and reinterpretation and compromise, though. So I feel like we'll be good.
And sometimes the best part of creation is editing, and we can just choose what we pay attention to, and not,
Edit time. Yeah, did you guys all notice that Game 6 just said butts on it?
What? Who? I didn't. Write that.
It just says butts, and Game 6 just says butts.
I mean, we can get that in. We can get that in there.
I think now that AJ.
Oh, hold on. Chat said they used the Sword of Desire to cut a hole back to the material plane from the Fey realm, from the City of Glass.
From the Fey realm, right?
Now chat is just saying butts.
There is some kind of bleed over from the Fey to the material as well. Little
There's like pockets of Fey.
Scissoring.
What?
It's a little scissoring.
Yeah,
That's what I
there's
heard.
some. Yeah. Interplanar scissoring is definitely, I think, the way we should address it.
That's
somebody please write that note in the master document.
Okay.
Interplanar scissoring.
Scissoring. That's important. Okay. What I want, now that we know probably that AJ is unconscious and not being able to view our crimes, we
fingers crossed,
going to essentially incept the world into a classic 90s madcap adventure movie, a la we could go for a Die Hard, we could go for
we love a Die Hard,
a Weekend at Bernie's, we could go for a Home Alone.
So good.
And the only goal we have, chat, is to not let AJ know that we've set this up when she wakes up. Okay?
Nobody tell her.
Nobody tell her. Chat, we're cool. Be cool. Don't be a narc. All right?
Be cool.
Snitches get stitches. We're gonna set this up, and we have to not play out, not show our hand in this.
Weekend at Die Hard.
I like that. Weekend at Die Hard.
Alien was not in the 90s. Alien was in the late 80s. Alien.
I mean,
but that's not madcap.
Some of the franchise was in the 90s, but that has a different feel. Your chat is confused about tone because they are suggesting very serious, gritty adventure stories, and we are saying
we might have thrown them off with Die Hard.
You
We
know?
might have
the
thrown them off with Die
Goonies.
Hard.
Oh,
The
Goonies, late
Goonies.
80s Goonies. Love a Goonies reference.
So,
Do you think, real quick, do you think that AJ will ever let us come back?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 We're so, listen, of course.
Because she'll never know. She'll never know that we did this.
I see.
Yeah.
It'll be really serious. And then after the game, she'll be like, it's so weird. It's like we started being in the Goonies.
I'm like,
so
whoa,
strange.
Really? That's
wow.
interesting. I mean, you know.
Someone suggested Gremlins. Also
Gremlins
good.
is also very good. Gremlins is also very good. Okay, I'm gonna write down all the Gremlins.
Write it in code so they don't know.
Oh yeah, shit. No, we
Just
can't.
The Fremlins.
Latin.
The Fremlins.
Pig Latin.
In Pig Latin, yeah. Pig Latin. Emlyn's Gray.
Gremlins Gray. Look, we got 3 hours to kill. We got a lot of time.
We are doing so good. I feel great about us.
I'm getting lightheaded.
Someone said Gremlins 2, the new batch, which is the most bonkers.
I do think that if we
movie.
go with a Remlins Gray kind of vibe, we should probably go with a Remlins Gray Ute vibe, at least a little bit.
Ute, yeah.
Especially if we're dealing with kaleidoscopes and all sorts of fractally other planar, the Feywild, because it's like they're all different. You know, you got the vegetable Emlyn Gray. You got
I like the one made out of just electricity is good.
Yeah, the electricity one. There's a million. There's the one that
the
makes the
weirdly
Batman
hot
symbol.
female one. Like, why did they go so hard on trying to make her hot? What was that about?
We live in a strange, foul world. Who knows?
you guys seen the Key and Peele sketch about Gremlins 2, about being in the writers' room for Gremlins 2?
Yeah.
All of it is true. They didn't make any of it up. They just talked about the plot of Gremlins 2.
And now, to start our world building, we will watch a Key and Peele skit about
We're all gonna watch. We're gonna watch Gremlins 2
in its entirety.
In its entirety. We have enough time.
Twitch allows you to do that, right? With Gremlins
Yep.
2, just with Gremlins 2. All right.
We could make Gremlins 2 is not a hard thing to build into a game world. Also, if we really want to lean into specifically Gremlins 2. Gremlins 2 is Die Hard plus Muppets and monsters. It's a bunch of people trapped in a building
hard.
With monsters.
All right.
I love this.
We should think about the plot elements we want to hit, like the necessary elements we want to hit to make it Gremlins Gray, but not to play our hand that it is this.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
There is a lot of chaos that is in the world right now. Like the planes are tearing apart and stuff. So what if instead of the plot being you have to protect the house from burglars or you have to survive the weekend with the gremlins, they are the goal is to like stabilize. So we create a situation where it's like you have to get like it doesn't need to be this, but it could be something like you have to get into the tower to like maintain the beacon so that the planes will stop entropying. They'll stay entropied as far as they go, but it'll stipend the growth.
Right, you're in a place.
But
I think the important part of it is that they are in that place already, and there's an encroaching force on that place.
And that encroaching force could be Joe Pesci and the guy with the crazy hair.
The wet bandits.
The wet bandits.
Wet bandits are coming in. What if? Okay, hold on. What if every time they stop something from happening, it spawns one of these little like gremlin-like creatures?
Oh yeah.
So like we could create this little, I guess that means we should probably stat out a gremlin that is not a gremlin because it is legally distinct.
We should have, because so fey creatures and their shadows can be separated, right?
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What is a fey creature that is already mostly shadow, that if it was separated from their shadow might be more distinct and more like of a thing than
Darklings. That's like I'm looking up fey stuff right now, but darklings are basically like shadow fey creatures. That's like their deal.
So if like trying to think of like.
We could also lean into. They talked about how it sort of twists things. So like satyrs look sort of more human, and some humans look more fey. So the Gremlin Greys could also be the in between thing.
Satyrs,
like the twisted fey,
yeah,
yeah.
Twisted material plane
the
creatures.
Reflections.
Oh, wait. So what if some of the reflections have gotten out?
Yeah.
And so now there are two of them in the same plane. Somebody broke out. And when they break out, that makes that little like gremlin-y thing.
Yeah. So we have reflections of satyrs running amok.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
I think it could be all sorts of I don't think it needs to be satyrs specifically. I think it could be any local denizens.
Any fey creature's reflection that gets out of the mirror.
Yeah.
That's how
Cinder, we got a question to you. Who's the little tiny guy that has a light with him? The little mining fae.
Little mining fae.
It's the mining fae?
That's what it says.
I know, I'm thinking. Is that a 5e official thing? I don't know. About fae with a little light. I mean, there's will-o-wisps, those are little lights, but I don't know if there's Duragar or little miner guys. There's those things that aren't Duragar but are basically Duragar. What are they called? Darrow, but they're more fishy. They're not fae. I don't know. I'll look it up. I'll hunt. Will be the research.
Hunting time. Chat says that the big bad was revealed last game as a god hunter, defeated in the moment by someone holding the sword of desire, just wanting to finish their simple job and then cut open the portal.
Just want to finish their simple job. They had 2 days to retirement.
Yeah.
Love it.
Getting too old for this shit. They were Murtaughing it all over the place. They were like, I just want to... Done.
So I'm trying to put together this idea that essentially, so they're in this tower, the Nakatomi Plaza.
Exactly. Or the first AI building, which is the plot of Gremlins 2. It's the first artificially.
Right. Okay. Very good.
Building. Love that.
We could be both.
Or
a wealthy house in the suburbs outside of New York City.
Right. Exactly.
On Christmas.
Oh, this should be a Christmas tale.
That's a good idea.
Obviously.
Set during the solstice.
Yeah. The winter.
Set during the winter solstice.
Then during the holiday of the winter court or something.
If I had my druthers, this would be during summer solstice because that's Christmas time. Excuse you.
Also, Home Alone was outside of Chicago. Heads up.
What was outside of Chicago? Oh, that's right. Home Alone 2 was lost in New York.
Yeah, I'm mixing up Home Alone 2 and Home Alone. Might be.
So I'm trying to think of this thing like so they're in this tower. They've got maybe the Sword of Desire there, and they're protecting it. It is creating like a pocket of stabilization. They're protecting it as invaders trying to get in. The invaders are these two main fae, wet bandits that we can.
Wet bandits. I think if we want to lean into the wet bandits thing, we can say that one is a water elemental.
Oh yeah.
That there's a water elemental.
Yes, I really like that. And one is Joe Pesci.
And one is Joe Pesci. Obviously.
One, I like that. So they're trying to break in, and they're very powerful. Like.
Do they want the Sword of Desire? What do they want?
They want to destabilize.
I think they want to. Yeah, they're trying to make the split bigger.
Yeah,
they're trying to tear down the walls.
Their reflections.
So inside this point is something holding it together.
I think the Sword of Desire is doing that.
You think the Sword of Desire is the one that's doing it?
Yeah.
So how much time has gone past since the end of the last game?
Oh, we could do I'm happy to do 100 years, or
So the Sword of Desire is now a thing,
like a sword in the stone,
and
they created a little picturesque.
And they
town
built a
around it.
building around it. Yeah.
100 years since the Sword of Desire is a artifact.
Oh, they said the sword and the stone is how they found it, so it's been put back
Oh yeah.
for
They built,
safekeeping.
maybe they built a new stone, more powerful.
I love that Chad is trying so hard for us to be like telling a cohesive story. They're like, no, this is what happened though.
As people
You
are
guys
talking, I saw somebody mention the Korrid. Korrids are really cool. Korrids are earth elemental creatures. The coolest thing about Korrids is they have these giant, crazy, dreadlocky type hair. And when you cut their hair, the locks become whatever material cut them was made of. So if you
wild.
cut their hair with silver, it becomes like a lock of silver. But they use their hair to fight and stuff. And there's like lore of somebody trying to cut their hair with golden scissors and then getting beat up.
Hey, me too. I also use my hair to fight stuff. In real life. It is large and full of horrors.
My hair has lost too many hit points.
I'm so sorry to hear that. You were fighting with it too hard.
It just migrated, all right?
Yeah, just get back down. Just scooting around.
That's true. If we're counting shoulder hair, I got extra hit points.
Hey.
All right.
What's going on? What
So
are we
I've
doing?
written
We're
the
building the world?
the Sword of Desire is an artifact with which is a building which has
It could also be a town. It could be a whole city.
Yeah.
In
In 100 years.
a building around it, a small
But
community.
right in the center of it is the Sword of Desire buried in something, and it is holding the realms together.
Yes.
The Fey realm, and keeping it stabilized. They figured out how to keep it stabilized.
What
with
if there's
this
some
magic?
I mean, it could be a mirror, like a strange type of interspatial mirror. So the sword now sort of sits between the two planes,
Maybe
it's like a lock, like a linchpin.
They've created these two midget mirrors next to it, so it's infinitely repeated.
Like a feedback loop. It just keeps.
Yeah. And it's stable. So if the mirrors break, then shit's gonna.
Yes. So the bad guys are trying to break the mirrors.
Yeah. The sword is held between two mirrors to create a stable pocket away from chaos. This sword is held in a. Do you want to say temple? Tower. Tower's better.
We like tower.
In this.
It also, I think, harkens more towards the subtle but very active goal.
Yeah. Okay,
I feel like the longer we go, the less subtle it will be. And then it'll be line 60 is Home Alone.
And then they throw marbles on the ground. And
did
they get electrocuted. And
did they just write cough, Home Alone cough in this note section here?
Why would they?
So weird.
They could have a new magic item that can record any audio that you hear and play back at very active alive.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually love the idea that maybe there's a magic item that the people can acquire, that the players can acquire, that is essentially a magical bag of pranks, that you don't know what you're gonna pull out of it, but it's something, and maybe it is stored in the same area, and it's the stuff around it is all this legendary stuff around it is that it's you'll pull out exactly what you need, and truly when you reach in you end up pulling out just this is a rubber chicken, this is a bunch of marbles, this is an iron tied to a thing, is this attached to something?
Well, there's the bag of tricks, which is such a fun magic item that never, I feel is used.
Well, the bag of tricks is the one that has little animals in it, right?
So is that what it is? I thought it could be.
There's the bag of beans that has
beasts?
crazy beans.
Oh, there's a bag of beans.
There's the wand of wonder. If we're getting weird with items, there's the bag of tricks. I think the bag of I'll look it up, but I'm pretty sure the bag of tricks is the one that has all the different animals in it.
items set aside for
Yeah, the bag of tricks, you has little fuzz balls in it, and then you throw them on the ground and they turn into animals. Anything from like a weasel to a giant elk.
hell yeah. Yeah, I want to
Nice.
be like there's a number of magical items set aside for like you were saying, like these are prophesized to be used in magical items set aside prophesized. Now we're gonna try and spell prophesized. There we
PRO.
go.
I believe in you.
Autocorrect on me. To be used when the need is great.
Mm-hmm.
And that the rightful users will pull exactly what they
Okay,
need.
wait. Let's make it even. Let's lean into this like it's a magical Hallmark Christmas movie time. What if the bag has been kept safe and it like at the beginning, the thing that kicks off this adventure is that it activates and starts
Yes.
like glowing.
Yes.
Cool.
And there's gotta be guards and stuff, but it's been 100 years, and I think everybody's like, it's kind of more of a museum now. And so like they
Yeah.
don't even have people who are really watching it, like, because otherwise this is an important thing. Clearly there would be like a force, right, that would like
Yeah.
but if they're just like mall cops and like librarians, and then like
Yeah.
the thing wakes up and they're like, oh no,
Like they used to kind of be like the watchers on the wall, and now they're just like, well, we're just some guys now.
we're just
Yeah.
some
And
look,
but
like,
the bad guys are like the ancient magics, like they're coming in with the old school, like
Right.
we all bringing doom, and it's like, I'm trying to pay my rent, buddy. Like,
yeah, Hades let the Titans out, and then it was like, oh no, all we've got is like,
yeah, I was
I've got a
thinking 'cause
dog.
there is that vibe. You want it to be like the it's like the kids left alone. Like, I almost want to suggest we even push harder, where it's like maybe this is set during like a Christmas party type situation, and they are the folks that didn't get invited or that were that had to stay back
Yes.
and watch the house or
Mhm.
something. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like
Yeah.
to try to capture that feeling of like the motley crew.
Okay,
You know?
Yes.
what's fun
Goonies,
now
so
is that we get to
Vines.
design a winter holiday for
Yes.
this Fey human mashup, Fey mortal mashup.
Yes.
What would they celebrate?
So it's been
Winter solstice.
the winter solstice. It's the year. Maybe it's like the anniversary of when they found the Sword of Desire. It's like they founded their town around this effect that allows them to have a normal life and a normal like.
Mm-hmm.
And so the players are the guards that got set with the duty to guard the items during the party. It's like
Yeah.
it's like getting
Or like
it's
they're
getting-
like the accountant.
yeah, they're
But
the
then, like,
accountant.
they have
They're
sitting in
they
the
have
back room.
jobs, but everyone has a job to like. They have to, there's always got to be a guard there, and getting the shift to guard during the party is like such
always
a punishment.
The worst. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a suggestion for the name of the holiday.
Yes.
Mhm.
We could call it Desiderium, because that's desire in Latin. And then that would be like based on, because it's all around this sort of desire, right?
I like
Yeah.
that so much, Sarah. That's awesome.
DESIDARIUM.
DESIDERIUM. So close.
Deserium.
I mean,
Looks like Zach doesn't know how to spell words in Latin. Everybody.
Latin.
Latin's pretty rusty, gang.
It's a little rusty. That's all right. We're here. Google tells us things.
During Desiderium, the winter solstice, the anniversary of the founders.
Chat, I'm so sorry.
Why are you
They just
sorry?
keep
Who's-
being like, here's all the things that happened in the last. This is all really important information. Sarah, look at us. And I'm like, oh.
The sword gave the city of the sword. They sword gave this. They got the city of Kaleidoscope only available to Portal and from and Cat. I appreciate your help. Rewrite that sentence, my guy. Cat, I know Cat. I'm allowed to tell Cat. I know Cat. Cat, I know you. I remember you. You make really good art. We're best friends forever. High five. Rewrite that sentence. I don't understand. What
The
you're saying.
sword gave the city of Kaleidoscope the only available portal to the true Feywild. Okay.
All right, so the
I speak tired.
villains-
I have teenagers. I've got this. So the Sword of Desire is the only way that you can get to and from the true Feywild.
Okay, so the main villains, the Wet Bandits. One is a water elemental.
Wet Bandits.
One is
One
a
is Joe Pesci.
reflection. One is Joe Pesci.
A reflection of Joe Pesci.
A reflection, like one of the Archfey's reflections that wants to get back to the Feywild, and the only way they can do that is by disrupting and getting the Sword of Desire back.
Love it.
By breaking the mirrors and such. How are we gonna write Joe Pesci?
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna figure this out.
Okay.
They got to be short
It's gotta be
and
short.
very, very, very quick and witty
volatile.
and very, emotional.
Is he a halfling? A gnome?
Ooh. Yeah. Well, they're an archfey, so they can be. I guess they can be anything. I guess gnome makes sense.
Archfey that likes to
I guess gnome.
take the form of a gnome?
What if they were an
Hey,
archfey?
wait. What if they're an archfey and when they broke out of the mirror, something warped with their
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
they look?
Yeah.
And
they
so
got
they're like-
stuck being
They're
short.
like
is
squished.
shrunk
They're like
Yeah.
too small.
And anger.
Yeah.
Like, they were this beautiful, wise leader, and now their reflection is
They're like all like squished and twisted and tiny and weird.
Yeah.
They have a.
And they killed the guy
they're
with a
talking about-
pencil in Casino.
They said the My Cousin Vinny version. Yeah, like it's just like wearing that ridiculous suit that he has to wear in My Cousin Vinny because he's got all the with the big bow tie, the Victorian tailcoat suit.
Ill-fitted.
Biological clock is going like this. Let's go.
Angry.
It was a convex mirror. It was a fun house mirror that it broke out of.
So reflection of a beautiful wise archfey is a shrunken, ill-fitted, angry, unstable gnome.
Yes, yes.
and they have a tenuous grasp on their power. They're not nearly the
Yeah.
As powerful. Yeah, something lost in translation.
There is one thing that as much as this is silly, I want to know, aside from the name the Wet Bandits, why water elemental? I feel like we need to have a reason. We need there to be a reason other than the Wet Bandits that an aspect of the team is a water elemental. And I don't know what that is yet.
Okay. I'm gonna find it in my brain. It's in there. I just gotta root around a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe Chad will have an idea. They don't care. They're on a different. They have a different plot than us.
They're helpful.
Yeah.
They're you know how
They're trying to tell. They're trying to tell us the appropriate fey creatures.
They're trying to
to
hurt
make
us back
guards
on
in
track.
the building.
Yeah. There's
And we
the
are
people-
cats, and we cannot.
There's the people at Marvel that are there just to they know the entire lore, and so they're like, is this what when's the last time? What foods does the Flash like? And they're like, and they go in their mental palace, and that's what chat is for us. They know all the lore, and we can pick and choose, you know.
I also think that perhaps this archfey's name could be Pesciolino,
Yeah, that's really good.
which is just Pesciolino, which sounds pretty highfalutin and fey-y.
Give me that
But
spelling again. What's that?
Starts with Pesci. Pesciolino.
Pesciolino. It's so good. Okay, yeah. Why
Why water?
element?
Why water?
Some people in the chat are suggesting maybe the little Peshinator made a deal with like a water djinn, or maybe it's that the water elemental is just a really good thief because they can like form a lock, like a key with their hand and get into places.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't necessarily need to be it could be a minion. It could be like that's their main minion. If we wanted to make it more plot wise, I think the question would be, let's think about, we know how the Feywild is interacting with the world now. What's happening with the elemental planes? And is there a reason in the background that the elementals might want the sword also? That would be if we were trying to do it more worldy. But I think it could also just be Pesci's minion. That also is fine.
Yeah, Pesci's minion is good. But I think probably is his minion agreed to work with him because he promised that then the water elementals could then use it, elemental plane.
Yeah, or maybe it could get back to the water element, get back to the plane of water. It's like, when
because
you help me,
when this
you want me to get this sword, I'll help you get back to the plane of water.
My head's on fire. You can put it out. I think getting this sword, building this town around the sword, and putting it in the mirrors and all that, I think it locked all the planes.
Yes.
So whoever was here cannot get back home without this sword.
Yeah. Cool. Now, okay, and this water elemental should also be not a normal water elemental. I imagine it's more of like it's been messed with by the Fae and is now sort of like it's got a little bit of the Pesh power.
Yeah. What's their name?
Pesh power.
The water elemental?
Yeah.
What's the name of that character or that actor? Let me find the name of that actor.
So they're Marv and Harry. Marv Merchant and Harry Lime are the wet bandits.
Yes. Is this
He's Marv? The tall one is Marv.
Yeah. Okay, we can make something with Marv.
Or do we want to do it against the actors?
That's true.
I mean, if we're doing Joe Pesci, we should do the actor, I think.
Or we don't. Or we just do the character name.
Daniel Stern is the name of the actor, I think, right? Daniel Stern.
Okay, so
right?
I think do we like making a name out of Marv more or out of Stern more?
Yeah, it's Daniel
Stern. I think Marv is. I mean, we could just call it Marv.
We could just go with Marv. We could what if we put like a little apostrophe after the M?
Yeah, M''ARV.
Yeah. I mean, Merchant is also good. Merchant, Murchin. That's not bad either.
Yeah, also good.
Murch.
Murchin. His name was Marv Merchants. So like we can just put it in there. We're gonna be. Hey AJ, we love you so much.
Yeah, this is love. This is what love looks like. This
is what love looks like. I'm just waiting for a message on my WhatsApp that's like, I didn't go to sleep. What the hell is wrong with you guys?
Like, no. Wise Archway.
Chat just said you wanted to write gremlins. You are gremlins.
You know what they say, guys? Write what you know.
Write what you know. Bop, bop.
Okay, so we've got. I feel like we're just putting in elements of everything. So we've got the wet bandits, we've got the Home Alone element in here,
and we've got the bags of tricks and stuff as like the security tools, the prophesied ancient tools that now are probably just in a display like a trophy case, and people forgot were even anything
during the party. So that's a little bit of Die Hard, is that it's going to be during Desiderium.
Yeah.
Now I've got a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
It could be that everyone that's at the party, that section gets like wall of forced off. Like the art fair, like we could actually use D&D a little bit in there if we wanted. But yeah, like the whole party's locked up somewhere. Yeah.
So the people who are the outside, the players are the only ones that like are on the outside. Everybody else essentially in town is like, which is also a little, hold on, tying in another franchise, a little Ghostbusters 2.
Oh.
It is a little Ghostbusters 2. All right, we need to get a river of ooze in there. We need to get...
Tell them about the Twinkie. Like, this is good. We've got this.
This is good. This is good. Okay, so the villains come in and crash the Winter Solstice party. The players are the only ones not held hostage by the wet bandits. I got by
they threw up a. Okay, wait. So if we wanted to go a little worldy, perhaps it is like a ley line is activated. It's like a security measure that was put in place that nobody remembers anymore.
Well,
to keep it safe.
Yeah. Well, once because I've mentioned that the session starts when the wards are shut off because it is the prophesized time of need, right?
Yep.
So when that happens, they're like, "Oh, what?" And then the tower is shut down or whatever. Like that happens at the same time that the people are capturing.
I feel like maybe it should not be 100 years. I feel like maybe it should be 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Because 100 years, I think, would still be fresh enough for people to be on edge about prophecy stuff. So if we make it 1,000 years, people will have gotten much more lax.
Yes. The dangers. They are a distant memory. Okay.
We're breaking so many things. I love it.
What is the town called?
Oh, so the town that's built up around this sword, Chicago.
Wait, didn't
New York City.
Yeah.
Winnetka was actually where Home Alone took place.
What is it called?
Winnetka.
Winnetka.
That sounds like a fantasy
Winnetka.
We can't just make it Winnetka. We can't just make it Winnetka. We can't exactly do that.
Okay. We can make a derivation of it, or we can make a derivation of Nakatomi somehow.
Yeah. Well, I like Nakatomi as the central tower.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the town is Winnetka. I've written WYN''ETKA. ETKA.
It's okay though, because AJ's gonna be on 3 hours of sleep and she might not even notice. By the end of it, she'll be like, God, this seems really familiar. Winnetka.
Yeah.
Hi, chat. We love you.
We love you, chat. We love you so much.
Just bring in a little bit of joy here to this.
Look, AJ knew what she was doing.
Calamity. It's a calamity of joy. Joylamity?
Such as I is an artifact which has.
We could call the bad guys. We could call their team the Dew-Eyed Dandies.
The Dew-Eyed Dandies.
Yeah.
As opposed to the Wet Bandits.
What's their calling card? Leave the water on.
Everything's just slightly soggy. That's nothing they can. I mean, the water elemental by himself creates that effect, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the villains come in and crash the Winter Solstice party. The players are the only ones not held hostage by Pesciolino and Merchant. Players know the villains have coming and have time to plan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now there is the Gremlins. The Gremlins Grey.
Now there's the Gremlins.
So
we have to come up with a name that isn't Gremlins for them also.
Yes. And it could actually just be Gremlins, because that kind of makes sense. Is there any D&D Gremlins? I feel like that's not a
looking it up. I'm just gonna write Gremlins D&D 5e and see what happens.
No, there's not. There's creatures that are gremlin-esque, but there are not gremlins.
I'm looking at a thing that says gremlin.
On D&D Beyond in one of the books?
It's
It might be
Forgotten
in older
Realms.
editions. It might be in older editions or in Gremlin D&D.
Forgotten Realms wiki.
Yeah, this is two. I mean, it is D&D. It's 4E and 2E. They had Gremlins.
4E and 2E. Boo.
Let's see what they
Get
did.
'em.
They're magic resistant. Duh.
One is made
they-
of electricity. One dresses up like a girl.
One has googly
Sings
eyes.
a show tune in the pool.
There's a brainy one. There's one
For
that
anyone.
is half
He wears
spider.
glasses. There's one who takes over the film and then eats the actual film. I know we've sort of gone a little more 80s and early 90s with this, but I also feel like we should maybe throw in a Ferris Bueller's Day Off reference.
Ooh, I like that.
I was gonna say we could also, if we get we could get some skateboarding in there. That would get it pretty 90s pretty quickly. Maybe a couple rock raps. Some rock rap. Remember rock rap? That was very
put that.
90s.
We should write an entire rock rap for this. Do you think that'll be?
Yeah, we got
one of
another
those?
2 hours. We
You
can do
think-
that.
We can do that. We can knock that out.
Yeah.
Okay, so in my brain,
Chad
I'm
suggested just naming them Nilmergs, which is just
Backwards. Looks like we're winning Chad over, I think. Slowly
Yeah,
they're starting
Chad.
to play ball.
Come with
Yeah.
us. It's fun on this side.
Go-kart mode? I don't know what that means, but I'm down.
It
Okay.
feels like maybe it's a little Mario Kart situation.
So, what I'm thinking is that the Nilmergs are like, maybe they do come around every solstice around this time and they cause chaos. And they're forces that will because it's fun as a player to set up a trap and have it go off and stuff. But if everything goes to plan, it's not as fun, right?
Are the gremlins okay, or Nilmergs? Apologies. Are the Nilmergs? So solstice, Desiderium is when the planes are weakest between them, like the barriers are the weakest. Which is why they were able to on that day actually lock it in place because they could get through the barriers. So maybe Nilmergs can leak through on that once a year because it's just just enough that they can get through, but nothing else can get through. So they come out, and usually it's only a couple, right? That they're just this is a pain in my ass, but it's the Centurion time, and so maybe a bunch of them can get through this time.
Yes. Planes are weakest. The Nilmergs.
We have given up with trying to keep this train in the same plane as the tracks.
I don't know. I feel like this is very in-world so far.
Yeah.
Do you think AJ is going to realize that I write the Nilmergs, aka Gremlin-like tricksters?
You could just write.
You want to write
this?
Do you want to write
write
goblin-like tricksters?
Yeah. Or mischievous shadow.
Just keep hiding it. She'll never know.
Fey tricksters, warped reflections of things what are brownies and boggarts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
what are brownies and bogarts?
no, other
what are
things
things like
that,
them?
But yeah.
I
think that's good.
Quicklings, but they're more kill you than mischievous.
I think that's good. Cool.
Boggles, boggles are great, but those are different too. But boggles have giant heads and they're 2 feet tall. They're one of my favorite little fey creatures.
Chat at one point did call us naughty school children. Just heads up.
Founding of
Listen, chat.
Winnetka. So funny. The world shut off during Desiderium, the winter solstice. Because okay, if I write because the Dewey bandits the Dry Dandy's attack.
I don't think you name them. No. I don't think you name them here.
Yeah.
I think you say like an Arc-Fae that has been stuck on this side and warped from reflective mutations has been planning to figure out how to
strength.
gathering his strength, and knows that on the Centaurian holiday is the time that it's weakest, so that he can rally the Nemgrils and whatever they're called
Nilgrams.
No, but if you just say the plot, it becomes a plot.
Becomes a plot.
The wards shut off during Desiderium, the winter solstice, because the reflection of an Archfey who's been stuck in the material plane has attacked the tower holding the Sword of Desire.
Yeah.
Hostage. Oh yeah, we don't need to say hostage. There's no hostages. They're not looking for bail bonds here. It's not exactly hard. He wants the sword.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the FBI. Do we have... Yeah. That's so nice. They said that we have the energy of pop rocks.
Held the...
Taking that as a compliment. Thank you so much.
Well, they need to hold the people hostage because they need the code to get, they need someone to break to, let them
okay.
to the sword room, right?
Okay, I got it. So let's lean into the little bit of the librarian situation, right? So maybe there is someone who is a keeper of the sword. And for the first, 100 years, it was like a warrior. And then it has since become like an academic who is just keeping the history of it. And so they have they are the keeper of the secret who okay, wait. We're building an Indiana Jones. Come with me.
I'm ready. I got my boots.
Okay. So the scene in Last Crusade where they're in the seal room. Okay.
Yes.
There's a knight that's there, and they are in charge. And there's in the room where the sword has anchored it. They were worried that somebody was going to try to undo it, and so there are 100 swords, and only the keeper knows which one is the true sword.
That's also really cool from a thematic perspective of reflections and mirrors and stuff.
And so there's just so many swords in there. It's right?
Yeah. It's like a room of infinite swords.
Yes.
Not infinite, but oh yeah, that's so cool.
And,
I like that
and
so
the
much.
keeper knows the true sword.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it. Okay. I'm trying to find if I wrote down the thing about the mirrors. I didn't, so I don't have to delete that. I love it. So I've created a new section on important NPCs. So do we want to say the librarian or the keeper? Swordmaster, the smith.
Ooh, I like the smith.
Yeah,
that's
smith?
Cool.
The smith. In his Sword of Desire, there is 1,000 other decoy swords. Maybe one gets made every year.
Yeah, that's why they're a smith. Yeah, they make one. That's cool.
Hell yeah.
On Desiderium. I have to look up how it's spelled every time.
SIDERIUM.
Smith is the only one who knows which is the real sword. When Pesciolino.
There it is.
You gotta say Pescalino or something.
Pescalino?
Pescalino.
Yeah.
Pescalino. Attacks and takes the...
So the keeper then is a hostage.
Yeah.
Or the smith. The smith becomes a hostage. take it in.
The-
Yes.
Well, and maybe like, you know, maybe they don't even, maybe who the Smith is
Yeah.
not necessarily known to Pascalino. Like they just know it's someone at the party, or maybe they think it's someone at the party, but even one of the players could play them and be like a little person on the side, and it's like we have to save the day while they're, you know,
Yeah.
I think it doesn't matter who the Smith is, but what matters is that the Pascaline thinks the Smith is at the party and is locking everyone at the party in, and is like start trouble as their minions are going out throughout the museum building and causing havoc.
And then they have to play a piano. It's an organ. They play the organ. Otherwise, the platform underneath them falls away.
Great. Okay, I think we have... Okay, so the villains come in and crash the Winter Solstice party. The players are the only ones not held hostage by Pascalino and Merchant. The players know the villains are coming and have time to plan. Okay, I love it. Important NPCs. The Nilmergs.
Yeah.
Nilmergs.
Their goal is to destabilize. Every time the players pull off a successful trap. I was thinking like maybe every time the players pull off a successful trap, one spawns or something. Or maybe it's just like extreme emotion spawns.
Ooh.
Yeah. I like that. And it's like specifically during this season, during the solstice holiday season, moments of extreme emotional outbursts spawn them. That would create a weird thing where everyone tried to be really calm and not super celebratory.
Well, maybe
and is it
negative emotions?
I think all emotions, because I think there could be some that spring and are like chaotically joyful, which is just as dangerous as somebody who is angry. You know what I mean? Like,
and like you can be happy, but it's the extreme outbursts.
It's the extremes.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So I think maybe let's see if we can mechanically have them have to roll like I'm going to say like a con save, right? Like
you'd have if charisma.
If you fail some kind of a save, that it spawns a creature.
Yeah, I love that.
Because of the magic of the season.
Every time a player expresses extreme emotion, they have to make a DC, we'll just say 15.
I think it should be a scaling DC. I think it starts as like a 12, and then you add +3 to it every time they have to roll it.
12.
Every time each character has to roll it, or anytime anybody has to roll it?
No, every time a character does. So it's almost like it's building up in you.
Yeah.
You say con save?
To the point where it would get to like you couldn't help but.
Exactly. It could be a con save, and charisma save works too. I think either of them. Con save makes it feel more like you're like physically holding something down, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
Does it spawn from your body?
I think it spawns
from your shadow.
From your shadow. That's good.
Boom! Lore building.
I like that. Because then you would try to like be in a place where there was no shadow. Like, let's go. Let's do all of our planning in the dark, just in case, because then it's there isn't a shadow that is reflected. I like it.
Cool. And they're like. They are embodying the emotion that created them.
Yeah, but to an
extreme. Yeah.
Destructive extreme. I also feel like that could get, depending on how safe for work she would like to keep the stream, that if there is a bard in the party, he could spawn a little lusty boy.
I also like the fact that it's likely to create chains of these things. So if someone fails their save, everyone goes, "Oh no!" and then they have
another person. Yeah, just sort of all over.
Yeah.
I
love it so much. Okay, how are we getting in? So, I feel like there's I personally really like splitting the party. So I kind of
Oh,
like the
yeah.
idea that like there's something they have to like plan and do stuff in the tower and get something ready, and they also have to go out and grab a thing from out there, and that can be like that can be, oh my god, that can be the Ferris Bueller's Day Off, because there's the dad's Ferrari in the basement that they're not allowed to use.
Yeah. They got to get the car.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But what is a car?
It's a chariot. I mean, it doesn't need to literally be a car, but it's like I think it's probably some sort of ancient relic. It's probably some other, when the sword was first placed here 1,000 years ago, it was driven on a chariot by the great adventuring party of Humperdinck and Snurf, and it was kept in this place, and it's only allowed to be driven 1 mile a year. or the elder parents get upset, and they always check the mileage.
Yeah, I like it.
There is, okay. What is that thing? The apparatus of Qualish? You know that thing?
Yeah, the apparatus of Qualish. It's a big lobster.
It's a big lobster. Maybe.
Yeah, it's made for going underwater.
Maybe that's the thing they're trying to get. Like that's
maybe
not in
that
the tower?
thing, or yeah, and maybe it's a vehicle that has the ability to safely. Okay, what if it's this? What if it's a vehicle that is safely able to navigate areas where the planes are thin without getting like fucked with? Like it has it's stabilized in the same way that the sword is kind of stabilized, and they need to get it so that they can like. There's something about the place being destabilized and it's like we can't get to where we need to go, or like we need to figure out how they need to be able to get to something, basically, like some element of we need this vehicle so that we can safely traverse through the portal to run over Joe Pesci or something like that. Maybe not that exactly, but
I like putting it like, okay, if everything goes wrong, this is our backup plan. Like if everything goes wrong and the sword is grabbed,
okay, you can get in it, but be careful because it'll take you back in time and your mom will try to kiss you. And then you have to play the guitar.
You have to drive it exactly 88 miles an hour.
88 miles an hour.
Oh,
that's an amazing. I think that's what we do. I think we do that. I don't think we do the Ferrari. I think we do the time machine.
Yeah.
I think we straight up make it a time machine.
Time machine.
Yeah.
Because it's like if everything fails, you can go back.
Yeah, and they don't.
Okay,
know it's
and then it's
machine.
also hold on. It's also a little Groundhog's Day then, because then if you don't get it right, you gotta go back. You gotta do it again.
They need to be able to get struck by lightning or get a power. They need the power to get to it. To get his hard,
yeah. Flux capacitor.
Yeah. 10 point.
Which in the second one
gigawatts.
he'd figured it out to be able to run on garbage, which is handy.
Yeah, that was a pretty convenient plot point.
If we wanted to go deeper cut for Back to the Future, it could be a train, because that was in the third one.
Yeah, that's true. That's how it ended.
People say.
Oh, interesting. People, I was like, hang on.
Is that an Australia thing?
Let's say the third one was the.
This is one of those things where you guys watch things upside down, and it's like better.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I like the whole series, but like interesting that you would like, and that was the best one. And then there was a pregnant pause, and you were like, people say that. That was other people.
Yeah. I like the idea that they don't know it's a time machine.
That it's a time machine.
I
hope none of the players are in chat right now.
Don't know what it does. That's not an unneeded apostrophe. Know what it does. It's a time machine, but it only goes back a day.
Yeah, 24 hours. That's it. That's all you get. Oh, somebody in chat wants to know if the time machine is bigger on the inside. Are we throwing in Doctor Who?
Doctor Who's not really. Doctor Who's
Not really
timeless.
technically like that. Yeah, it is pretty timeless.
But I do like that.
Just like it a little bit.
It
What
is
if it's a
timeless,
little-
but I think
what if it's just a
wasn't
little
running
bigger
during
on the
90s.
inside?
I think it
The
wasn't.
tiniest.
No, it wasn't running during the 90s.
Took a break
That was
during
the only
90s.
time that it wasn't on.
I also really like the idea of if she has like 5 or 6 players, and it's like everybody's just got to cram in. Like
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
not. It's like a clown car.
A clown time traveling car.
Yeah, I like it being like a foot bigger on the inside. Like it's just like well
The tiniest
designed.
bit.
You know, it just like does a
this
good
is
job of managing.
Surprisingly
interior space.
roomy in here. This is nice.
It's not bigger on the inside. It's surprisingly roomy.
It's like a lot of
Nice,
trunk
nice.
space, you know.
I like this.
And it could have been, it was a gift. It was a gift from one of the last great artificers of the before age of the 1,000 years ago, whose name is eluding me, but I will look up right now.
Yeah. Well, we need to figure out what's going on with Doc. It's Doc Brown, obviously, right? Like we need to figure out
What's his first
some
name?
kind of
Okay.
That's what I'm looking up.
Important
Oh,
NPCs.
Emmett Brown.
Emmett.
So the artifice, I think we lean into Emmett and not Brown because we don't want to tip our. So it could be like, there was a great artificer slash maybe an artificer and a sage who in the early times of these planes mixing understood that they needed to start thinking about things in sort of new ways and was looking at like prophecy but also technology, and realized that there would come a moment where a group of heroes would need to be able to potentially, hit the reset button to maintain this strenuous balance that they've been able to build.
Okay, what do we call the apparatus? I've just said there is an apparatus of Qualish deep in the tower. I want to give a better.
I mean, I feel like it's gonna be called like I think we call it like the Crowlorian, not the Crowlorian, but it could be the.
No, it's not the DeLorean. It's the Unlorian.
Yeah.
The Lorius? Do you reckon we could get away with the Lorius? The Lorius. That's pretty close.
I'm with it.
Is a okay. So there's an apparatus of Qualish like device, called the Lorius. Whoops.
We're the worst. La 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 la.
What if the person who invented it, their name wasn't Emmett? What if their name was Bennett? Very similar sounding, but not. But it's also totally different if you're not thinking about it. Bennett, Bennett. Perfect.
Yep.
What's a green crystal? Emerald? How about Bennett Emerald? Or Emerald Bennett?
What's a brown crystal?
Ooh.
Emerald Bennett.
Are there brown crystals? I'm colorblind. Are there brown crystals?
There are brown crystals.
Like a topaz?
Is topaz brown? I thought topaz was supposed to be
yellow. They're brown.
I'll look up.
Brown gems. Let's look it up. Hi, everybody.
Stones.
Jasper.
Oh, Bennett Jasper. It's pretty good.
Jasper is brown.
Or
Aragonite apparently is one of them. Agate.
Jasper Agate. It's pretty good.
I think Jasper is the best of all the ones that I'm seeing. Tiger's
Jasper.
Eye. A lot of them are brown and then something like brown topaz.
Something else.
Brown
Yeah.
zircon. Brown agate.
So the Artificer / Sage.
Tourmaline is also brown.
Tourmaline.
Oh, wait. Found one. There's a gem called enstatite that is
Enstatite.
brown.
That's it. I think that's it.
Enstatite?
Yeah, Bennett Enstatite. That's a tedious name.
That's that's good. That's good.
Yeah, it's good for an artificer.
It absolutely is.
Enstatite?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Nailed it.
So he understood the need that
I don't think it's necessarily even he understood the need. I think it's that he was like, this won't last. We have to get ready.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And then he slipped and he hit his head on the toilet.
yeah.
Right?
And
And then he forgot that he had done it, but he built this thing.
I
Flex
think
the
Everyone
password.
just thought he was crazy, so it was just sort of kept in the basement.
Yeah, just kind of
Yes.
kept there.
wild like
Maybe he was one of the Smiths
yeah.
Yeah.
over the years and
And
just
he
like
got fired for selling fake
for being
pinball machine parts to the Iranians.
Yes. I don't know how they found me, but they did. Because you stay in the same place, Bennett. Same place.
I think we can tie in like he created all these unhinged like preparations. So one of them was this thing, but a lot of them were like traps and stuff that the players can use to dot.
So he's
around.
also Macaulay Culkin.
He was-
He
Yeah.
was Macaulay Culkin, and he was also Dr. Brown. Okay, cool.
Preparations.
Or One-Eyed Willie is another way to think about it.
Ooh, oh, so good.
Yes.
Is there a treasure hoard underneath the tower?
It could. I mean, there could be, and his device could be it could be like the central piece of it. There could also be a very jovial and misunderstood ogre that wanders those halls, long forgotten, and is kind of lumbering and
Chunk.
terrifying, but is super excited to say hi to people when they
And loves
when they
baby
come in.
Ruths. Loves baby Ruths.
Yeah, he just really wants to greet people.
In the basement.
This is
Okay.
so
Yes,
funny.
yes.
Okay.
I mean, and I feel like the hoard has to have, I mean, it's got to be like in a cavern,
Okay.
right? There's
yeah.
got to be water down there. Like it's got to be,
Yeah, maybe that's how the bad guys got in.
that's their way in, is through the caverns
Mm.
beneath
Yeah.
the natural caverns.
Okay, let me create a places of interest.
I hate us so much.
Okay, so we have the suburbs,
Yeah.
Places of interest are the suburbs, the caverns, Nakatomi Plaza. That's what we got. Pirate caverns.
Okay, what are we calling the Nakatomi Plaza? Like, what are we calling the tower?
Oh yeah, we need a name for the tower.
It's got to have a name that represents what it is. So something like the Keystone or the Fulcrum or
Oh, see, I was thinking like the Akan Tower because it's
Yeah.
Oh, I
Naka
see.
backwards.
Oh no, we're playing that game still. Okay, yeah, no, sure.
The Tominaka? Tominaka Tower?
Tomi. Can we get away with that?
Tominaka
No, that's
Spire?
that
Too
Nakatomi
close.
is so it's like it's such a feeling.
Has
I know.
AJ watched Die Hard? This is the question.
I'm trying to
Mm.
okay, what does Nakatomi mean?
Ooh.
All right, let's find out.
It's a Japanese clan. That's more of a thing. Minister of the Center.
Yeah, it says it's a priestly
Honestly,
clan.
That's pretty good. That just fits. Maybe we just like if
Call it the what?
it's a shame we're trying to hide this because the vibe of it kind of fits.
Yeah. We could just call it Minister of the Center.
Minister of
Or
the
ministry, maybe ministry. of the Center.
Ministry.
The ministry.
Or if we want to go a little bit further out, just one more step out, we could call it the Central Ministry.
I think we call it the Central Ministry. Done.
or like
That's
the,
good.
the spire of the ministry.
Yeah.
Spire of the
Tower.
Central Ministry.
Yeah, long name. Yeah. The Central Administrative Spire of
Let's
of
go to the spire of the ministry. It's a little bit shorter.
Okay. Although it's not making the joke as obvious. It's not making you're losing some of the joke in there.
Okay.
And you talked about having a very
Zach.
specific goal at the beginning.
I put it back.
Spire of the Central Ministry. There we go. We
It's
did
just
it.
be like, why is this named like this? I'm like, it's just what came to us.
And we're gonna be like, hush up and run your game.
Like,
We have
these
laid
guys
this
were
out
better
for
at
you.
world
So nice.
building. Like, this is so disjointed.
Why did this happen? I really want to see chat during be like, is this the Goonies? No.
No.
This is Die Hard? Hey, hang on.
When do
This
they
is almost-
when do they have to use this? When is the next person given this?
Immediately.
Like in an hour.
That's so
Like
funny.
in an hour. And a
Yeah.
half.
Hour and a half.
What's
AJ
that
takes these
game?
notes and runs a game in the tower.
AJ's running the notes. The
AJ's
game
running
based
the
off our
game.
notes. Oh God, that's amazing.
No, it's great. It's
no,
great.
it's really great.
Okay. Oh, this is where I. What did I just do?
It's also it's a game with people that I know in it too. That's so funny. Rockham's in it and Scarlett's in it, so people have to deal with.
Rackham's gonna.
That's so funny.
Rackham's gonna clock this immediately.
Who else is in it? Now I want to know. Who are all the folk in it?
I don't remember. I'll
Mhm.
tell you everyone and pretend I know who all of them are, so nobody feels like I don't know them. There's DM Dave of Careful Cantrip. There is G of D. There is
Oh.
Matt. There is
D&D
GM
is
Workshop
also gonna
Scarlet.
clock this pretty quick.
And then there's G and Burb.
Okay.
Okay, places of interest. The spire of the Central Ministry. Tallest room contains the sword. First floor is where the party is taking place. That's what is attacked. Should we have
Oh no, Rob's in chat now. Uh
No,
oh,
Rob.
Rob can't say anything.
Rob, shut the fuck up.
Okay, Rob. Yeah, Rob. First of all, Rob, shut the fuck up. Second of all, listen.
Don't say shit, man. Don't say
Listen,
shit.
listen. We have a plan, and you can be in it. But if you're in it with us, you're in it with us, and you don't say
You're
a
gonna
word.
die, all right?
Not
Yeah,
allowed to
chat.
tell-
Chat has agreed that we are here. We are on a mission, and we are working together to accomplish that
We're on a
goal.
mission
and
from.
nothing.
Are we on a mission from God? Are we adding in the Blues Brothers?
I don't, we could try.
You
We could try. Should we tell Rob what we're doing? Nah, he'll figure it out.
He'll figure it out.
I don't think we're doing a good job of hiding it. So
We're doing a great job. We're gonna. So
well,
we're
I mean,
gonna-
like
so
us
AJ's gonna
talking
come
about
in an hour, and is gonna be like, "Okay, fill me in on what's happened," and we gotta have game faces on. All right?
Okay, wait. Dude. I think that we can very easily. Let me tell you the way. Here's how we present this, so it doesn't sound like we're causing chaos. It is 1,000 years since the planes first started to shatter and the Feywild started to erupt into the material. Since then, what is left of society has started to rebuild, and they have taken the sword and used it as a linchpin to stop the entropy of the planes. And a town, a community, a city has built around that with a central tower protecting it. And every year when the planes are the thinnest, there is this holiday service thing where people, sort of celebrate what happened, but it's also a time where, because the planes are shallow, people's emotions can turn into weird, twisted reflections. Throughout this whole time, an Archfey who has become a twisted version of themselves, a sort of scrunched out of their glamour, has been planning re-breaking that seal and reopening the planes. And tonight is the night that they're doing their plan. That's it. That's how you fucking sell it. That sounds so
sealed away for the time when they would be most necessary. Every year, these have to be guarded. It is a shit. It is getting the short end of the short straw to guard it. But our players have drawn that straw and are required to guard these artifacts, which will be unlocked during the greatest time of need. As the rest of
Which
the
is
town,
now.
as the rest of the town parties and enjoys their frivolities downstairs of the spire of the central ministry, they are stuck upstairs having to guard a dusty few artifacts only. After hearing some shouts from downstairs, the wards are lifted and the time of prophecy begins.
Yeah, I think it sounds pretty badass.
I think that's pretty good.
Sounds
Rob's
dope.
picking up a little bit. I will also say, Rob, you're
getting
forgetting. You're not mentioning the artificer, Bennett's iridium
And
Escatide.
Yeah, Bennett Escatide, who
Escatide.
Yeah.
listen, it's in there. We got it.
Well, we just got a holy shit out of Rob, so I think feels positive. Feels like a positive holy shit.
He just thinks this is really cool. He doesn't know.
I feel great.
Look, she's gonna be pretty sleep deprived, all right? She's both sleep deprived and she's just waking up from like a 3-hour sleep. So
This is gonna be wonderful.
I think we got this. Okay, tallest room contains a sword. Like one of the middle rooms contains the artifacts that the players are guarding.
Mm-hmm.
First floor or ground floor is where the party's taking place. That's what's attacked. Basement is
Treasure
where...
room.
Yeah. Treasure room.
Should we build out stuff separate from? I mean, we're sort of turning into writing a dungeon now. We can do that, but should we be building more other stuff? Does not matter. We can go in any direction.
I'm happy with whatever. Really, at this point, I feel
like though they have to be through it in 3 hours. So if we spend too much time building outside of this,
there is
yeah,
there is game 6 and game 7 is going to play off of this, right?
But there's another world building between.
Is there?
I thought so.
Okay. Well then.
All right, then I think I agree. Right path.
Yeah,
there could also be a guy with a shovel who's friendly and a lady with birds who's friendly. I also think that there's the real estate developers are trying to buy things up, and they can use it. They all also live in like an apartment complex at the edge of town, and then they can use the treasure to buy the town back.
Yeah, if I've forgotten the dumb names. If Pescalino gets the sword, what he's gonna do is he's gonna buy up the local community center and bulldoze it. That's his plan.
Oh, okay. Rob just said that there isn't another world building.
Okay, six.
So it's 6, and then into artists into game 7. So there's some art being artist
done.
session between the two, but it is just this.
Right. So this.
So they've got. So technically, we have 6 hours to get through this.
So we can we can be very specific about some stuff. Maybe it won't get used, but like, so the basement is the treasure room. It is.
Is it like the vault, like for the town? Like
yes.
I think it's like a vault, but once you open the vault doors, it like becomes a cavern. Like it is like it turns into the Bat Cave almost. Like it's sort of built into the foundation underneath the spot. The caverns. Maybe the whole basement is just the caverns.
Open up.
It just like is
cavern
built into the caverns.
Yeah.
Okay. It is where the riches of the town are stored.
Yeah.
There is a secret entrance.
And the shipwreck of a pirate ship. That's down there.
That is down there.
And there is an ogre.
If you
there's
go,
an ogre.
yeah.
No, a Fomorian. A Fomorian is a giant with a big crazy eye.
Yeah.
So there's a Fomorian down there that is known for being that is very boisterous. A boisterous Fomorian. I think that Fomorian is the giant I'm thinking of.
Let's look it up.
Yeah, Fomorian. That's the perfect. Look at it. Look
It's
at
really
that fucking
funny.
window face.
It's really funny to me that there is 2 giants in mythology of their notable feature having 1 eye. There is Cyclopses and there is Fomorians.
Well, Fomorians have 2. It's just that one is like weird and big.
Yeah, one is weird and big and shoots psychic lasers at you.
Same as
Fomorians are like
Cinder.
giants that spent too much time near like the Dorogar and Aboleths and stuff. They're like Underdark mutated. And they yell, "Hey, you guys!" Which is perfect.
And there's a boisterous Fomorian down there. He's chill. Anything else
he's
we want
chill.
to add to that?
Maybe he wears a cloak of Palor. What's a good Superman shirt? What's the version of what's a Superman shirt in a D&D world?
Yeah.
He wears a cloak of the sun of the ancient
sun god.
sun god of the ancient sun god that died in the beginning of this adventure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, wears his symbol on his chest.
Yeah, what is that called? There is like
It's probably at the top somewhere.
the storm god, the churning.
That sounds too scary.
The hidden god. Ooh.
Yeah,
I
Rob,
like-
you're getting it now.
Reading all this stuff, I'm like, oh, all this stuff is like, is real. Created this
Hey,
nonsense.
we're making things that are real.
We are, and we're building it on a foundation of time, like time tested classic glory.
It's true.
Mhm.
He's a god of loyalty.
Yeah, maybe he wears a cloak. Maybe he wears like a tattered robe with the symbol of the god of loyalty emblazoned on the chest.
Oh, yay. Rob just said the funniest thing here is AJ is a wee baby and not well versed in pop culture,
Yes.
especially stuff from before she was born, so she will not pick up on most of
Let's
this.
go. That's what I was hoping for.
How old is AJ? I suddenly feel like
She's
the Crypt
early-
Keeper.
She's like early 20s, I think.
Oh my god. I
Uh,
could be her mom, and it would not even be scandalous.
He wears a tattered cloak of the god of loyalty.
Late 20s. Okay.
Late 20s. Okay.
Then it would be scandalous if I was her mom.
That's where the Laureus is kept. Sick. Other places of note. Maybe where is a place that I'm trying to think of, like, there's the Nilmergs. Like there's a place that they gather because that is like has a lot of emotion steeped in. And maybe that is the theater.
Could be a theater.
Could be a theater.
Like in
If we want to loop in
if
we want to loop in Ferris Bueller, it could be like a sports arena because he goes to a Cubs game.
I was thinking that there's the big theater scene at the end of Goblins, though, right? Gremlins. Come on, I'm
Goblins.
saying it. The end of Gremlins,
yeah.
right? They're all in the
could
theater.
be a
I mean,
theater.
it is the festival. There could be an event where there's like a play that shows what happened 1,000 years ago. That
Oh,
There
everyone
could
goes
be
to.
a parade. There could be a parade.
Yes, the parade.
Yeah. Up and all the floats are showing like epic moments from the past, from all the adventures past.
Yes.
All right, I like that a lot.
And the players can only watch it out the window.
Yeah,
they're
they can't
not-
see it. They don't get to
they're
be a
not allowed
part
to
of
be
it.
there. Yeah.
But if they roll high enough on their perception, they might see a bunch of gremlins burst out of people's shadows and start attacking the parade.
You have to guard the artifacts. Floats are showing evidence of the past. Keen-eyed players will notice.
The thing that this is leading on from is that they the planes started to rip together, and the Feywild started to tear into the material and created this new mirror court with like twisted reflections and Fays separating from their reflections, and people that are getting too close to it, either Fey getting too close to it or material creatures getting twisted by it. And we added the using the sword that they used to cut through reality to get back to the material plane, which is how that session ended, I think, as the linchpin of stabilizing and stopping the planes from fusing and growing on top of each other.
Okay.
So now there is somebody trying to break that fuse.
Yeah, we may be naughty school children, but we are informed naughty school children who are building on the previous things. I promise.
Yeah. So no, the goal is excellence. The goal is excellence. It's also just excellence. Yeah. The goal is excellence.
So
another 80s movie, late 80s, 90s, if we wanted to touch to build out for them to go into later. We could throw in The Shining, and there could be like a hedge maze as security, maybe around the base of the tower.
Yep. Love that. Hedge maze. And it's also like, you know, I feel like it's like the kids kind of like run through it as part of like, you know, learning the hedge maze is part of like growing up in this town. Hedge
I'm
maze.
sure that it like had like a very specific like reason why they built it, but it has been 1,000 years, and I think now like people run through the maze, and there's probably like sections of it where like teenagers go to make out, and like I think it's you know like it's
like a park.
It's like a park.
Times were scary.
All work and no play.
X-Chat says to make sure not to leave unchanged names sitting in the notes.
Unchanged names?
Yeah, I think he means if you.
Oh, right.
Like if there's anything that says
Gremlin. Okay,
Home Alone.
That says Gremlin. Anything that says Joe Pesci. No. There's so much notes that we've written too. So...
Are we doing a good job? Did we do a good job?
Yeah. Sky is not considered a place to hang out, etc. Cool. I want to write in a thing, make it explicit that we haven't really written much about Pesciolino.
He's a mysterious character.
He is a mysterious guy.
We described him emotionally and physically, but we didn't really talk about too much of his history.
Goal.
So here's a question. If they're the bad guys, do we need to, because she doesn't have time to prep, do we need to stat?
We could find a stat block, probably.
Like, we should probably stat block for Pesciolini.
I think we can like give him some interesting abilities.
Yeah.
When he gets electrocuted, you can see his skeleton underneath.
Obviously.
and
I think we should give him like we don't know I think that he should have a vulnerability to like lightning damage. Right? Like
it's such a specific thing to write in the notes.
He's not the one that gets electrocuted, though. It's Marv.
It's Merv.
Oh, it's Merv that gets electrocuted. Well,
yeah, he gets his hair caught on fire.
That's right. Fire damage.
It could be whenever he takes fire damage, his hair his head pops on fire, and he has a little matchstick head.
This is the best thing I've ever heard. We are doing quality work here, you guys. I love it.
What if whenever he takes fire damage, he catches on fire, and then at the start of each of his turns, he takes fire damage, but also if you get too close to him, you take fire damage. But it hurts him too. It's like the fire elemental's fire nature, but it hurts him too. But it's triggered by him taking fire damage.
We love it.
Just put his goal and like what he's trying to do. So he's taking the party hostage in hopes to find not the party, because that's
the
players.
The Smith.
assembly.
He's taken the Smith hostage. He hasn't taken the party hostage.
Taken the whole like
the Christmas
floor,
party, not
Christmas
the adventuring party.
Oh, the big party, not the adventuring party.
He's taking the
festival goers, the event
Festival.
attendees.
Yeah. Hostage in hopes to find the Smith. By getting the Sword of Desire, he can return home. Abilities, etc. He has. What were you saying?
Whenever he takes fire damage, he erupts into flame from his head, and he and everyone around him takes fire damage at the start of each of his turns, or whenever they get too close. But he should also just have arc fey powers, right? Like he should be, just like scary magic dude.
Erupts in
the scariest of magic dudes.
He can kill. He can kill you with a pencil. He can,
and he's also a surprisingly adept lawyer, which is weird.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's very good. Maybe he's really good at like investigation and insight.
Or like
but
he's
not
pretty
as well. He's
pretty
not good at
fast talker.
No. Yeah, no. Maybe he's not good at investigation. He's just good at talking.
Very smooth.
Yeah,
fast talker.
He'll talk his way out of things.
Highly proficient.
He does not like. He hates when people think he's funny. He does not
he's a
like
very serious person.
He does not like people claiming that he's funny.
Does not like demands to be taken seriously.
Yeah, but even though he's smushed like a little garbage man, crushed. He's like crushed like he's a little accordion arc fey.
It's a trash man.
Yeah, he's not a trash man, but he's like a trash can, is what I'm imagining. Like he's like walking around.
I've written in abilities, very smooth talker, highly proficient in disguises.
The fire thing seems so out of place. It seems so out of place. It really seems out of place. It's like, what the fuck
insane.
were these guys talking about? what the fuck are these guys talking about? Yeah, he's great at disguises. Both him and the water elemental are great at disguises.
Should we delete the fire damage thing?
Yeah, delete the fire damage thing. I think he should be. No, you first.
I was just gonna say we could just say that he has a that like fire damage does more to him.
Yeah,
a vulnerability to it.
Yeah.
That'll make him really easy to kill. If we care about that, maybe it doesn't matter.
Not if they.
I guess
don't hit him with fire.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Also, he's with a water elemental, and if he was.
That's true.
If he was with that maybe is one of the reasons why he teamed up with one is because he has a fire vulnerability, and so if he's got him with him. Oh, Rob's suggestion.
Good
Yeah.
Call. Yeah. An aversion to fire, not a vulnerability.
Aversion to fire. That's good.
Yeah.
I also have an aversion to fire touching me.
That is true.
I think that
just like in life.
I think that he and his companions should be good at reading people, but they should have like disadvantage on noticing traps.
Yeah. Great at insight.
But like bad at finding
perception.
hidden traps and objects. Yeah. Bad at perception. Yeah, he's a water elemental.
Yeah, Merchant is a water elemental. With hair. No. It just says hair floating in it.
Gross.
Or it's just got it chooses to
like
to make
seaweed?
a thing where it just like gives it like a wig of seaweed would be really nice.
Yeah, I don't know if we wrote this down, but the idea was that this water elemental is trying to take advantage of helping this guy start to alter the planes again so it can get back to the plane of water.
It just wants to go home.
Yeah, I've said Piscolino has promised that it will be returned to the plane of water.
This poor water elemental is like just like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, and it's just like, I just want to go home. If you could just, we have to do this crazy heist. Okie dokie. Just
Is Merv very loyal? I can't. Are they like constantly at each other?
no, yeah, because Merv is the one that turns on the water all the time, and so they're always fighting because he doesn't want.
Yes.
So there could be tension.
Oh, yeah,
Merv
definitely tension.
could be turned.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Lino is proficient in perception, deception, very smooth talker, highly proficient in disguises, great at insight, bad at perception, aversion to fire. That's great. The Nilmergs. I've kind of said how they get made.
Yeah. I
What are
think
their
it should be
stat
12
blocks?
plus 1. I don't think it should be plus 3 each time you make the save. Otherwise, I think there'll be too many of them.
12 plus
It'll be
1.
Annoying to run. Yeah. In the every time they roll it save thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been looking at it on. I should be looking at it on the document. Looking at it second, slow pace.
Okay. Do we want to give them like very tricksy? We want to give them like not so damaging abilities.
No, they should have disruptive powers. They should be able
I
to,
think
like,
they can teleport,
Yeah.
right? And they can like pop around.
What if they can teleport from one unseen place to another unseen place? So they have to like hide behind a cabinet and then they can emerge behind
And
I love
emerge from
that.
someplace else.
Yeah.
within 30 feet. If we're getting real crunchy, I wouldn't make it more than that. They should be really good at dismantling or disrupting machines or magic.
Oh yeah. Magic disruptive effect. Only from
I mean, I also think they probably are like little chompy boys too. I think they do
Yeah.
damage with bites. Like I think they
bitey.
Oh yeah,
They bitey for sure.
bitey,
yeah, they bite.
little bitey folk.
Little bitey folk. Oh, I love it. Okay. Do we have any other places of interest that we want, or important NPCs? You're saying the bird lady?
I don't. We don't know if we could have the bird. I'm going through it. If we're going in the Home Alone world, it's the bird lady and the shovel guy are the two other ones. The shovel guy helps at the end.
Oh,
and
maybe
the
we
bird
could just
lady
put
helps.
like potential ally.
Yeah, potential ally and like strange,
Yep.
mysterious, scary looking person who ends up being a good guy. That's basically what they are.
What's their name?
We could, you know, what we could do. We could tie that in with if we don't want to have to make a new character, we could tie it back to what's his name? The Doc. It could be Bennett, and Bennett could be like have gone crazy and like running around in the caverns.
Oh yeah,
I love that.
yeah, I like that. Potential.
And when he runs in, he shakes the PCs and goes, "We have to save your kids."
Yeah.
Yep.
Around the basement. Crazed with a shovel. I feel like we can get away with that.
Yeah, I don't think it needs to be a shovel. I think it just be crazed.
Just crazed with some kind of bludgeoning weapon.
Yeah. And a bunch of pet birds.
Let's just mush them into one.
Yeah. He crazed a flock of pet birds. I love it.
If we want to tie a little bit more into Ghostbusters, we could also say that down in the caverns, there's ghostesses.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. That makes
right?
sense.
Because those could be either helpful or not, depending on like if they needed more time to like more things to fight. Some ghosts.
Yeah.
Maybe I chat with a ghost and they have information for me. Like
Dead spirits of the
Rob says it has to be a shovel, which means it's probably a good idea, but it also means we have now convinced him and he is on board.
Yeah. Welcome to our world.
We had to do that with Chad at the beginning too.
Yeah.
And a flock of pepper. Yeah.
Librarian ghosts. I mean, that's fucking Ghostbusters. Librarian ghosts.
Oh, wait. Yeah, librarian ghosts. Maybe it's the ghosts of the previous Smiths.
Yeah. That's good. All the old Smiths. Yes, that's very cool.
I love it. I dig it very much. Okay, we still have half an hour to kill. We gotta...
Okay, well,
I mean,
1980s, very iconic movie.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Burton Batman was 1989.
True. Mm-hmm. Should we create? That's good.
We also haven't done any.
Are you prepared to communicate all of this to AJ? Yes, it's all in a document that she's going to have. We got this. Like, we're making all the notes.
Should we write, like, potential plot arcs for, like, the second game?
I mean, it's just the same thing again, but in New York, right?
Second one, move locations. Mom left you again every time.
I mean, I think
really
I'll be honest.
We should have a conversation with her.
I feel like I feel like I would go in a couple directions. If they succeed, then we could be like, okay, let's try to come up with a plot. But if they fail, the plot of the second one could be Groundhog's Day, where they keep using the time machine until they succeed.
Go back and back and back.
Yeah. So if everything goes wrong and Pascalina gets the sword, there's an apparatus of Qualish-like device called the Laureus deep in the tower. Players don't know what it does. It's a time machine, but it only goes back 24 hours, so they can redo the day if needed. It's not bigger on the inside, but it is surprisingly roomy.
We're so good. We're so good at this.
So good at this, dude. Okay. If everything goes right and they defend the tower, what is an idea for? I think we could pull in
keeping so it sword is then still in place. Yes, that's what we're saying. Like if everything goes right, sword is still in place.
What happens in Die Hard 2? Die Hard.
Well,
Die Hard
maybe
2, I think Die Hard 3 was the good one.
The terrorist one? Was that the one with the terrorists?
I think Die Hard 3 was the one. Oh, you know what it should be? If everything goes right, we should do Speed as the potential second one.
Yeah.
Okay. So
you tell that wildcat behind the wheel to keep up over 50.
Right.
Bomb on a bus.
And Pascalino is foiled. Okay. We need to create the plot of Speed, but without letting AJ know in the next half an hour.
She might be listening right now. I don't know if she's awake.
Okay, so
it's okay. Speed was the 90s. We're moving forward. It's after.
Code words now.
Yeah.
So we
could Levitas.
We talked about doing something with a train. We talked about doing something with a train earlier. So it could be a train. It could also be something like, we are really far in the future now.
Sword. They're moving the sword because the place like they're moving to increase the effect.
Unstable?
No, they're increasing the effect. They're kind of like they want to gain ground kind of thing. Or they realize that it's too dangerous where it is. If the events of that happened, if the events of all this stuff happened, it's too dangerous where it is, so it needs to leave.
What if this is so fucking stupid? But what if
I already love it, Cinder.
What if they have to move the sword, but because the sword being moved, like it's no longer making things? What if it's like they have this spinning mirror thing that has to keep moving at a certain speed to maintain the balance, and if it slows down too much, it starts to create chaos and like bits of other dimensions start to tear in. So it's like the train has to, or the carriage or whatever, has to maintain velocity in order for it to not to like monsters to tear out of reality and start wrecking it around them.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a question, and it's solidly in the 90s now. Is there a way that we can combine speed with the first Mission Impossible?
Okay, what happens in the first? I remember bits.
That's
I remember
the toast.
I remember the
Toast. Yeah.
You put on the glasses with the mirror with the cameras in them and see the guy.
The cameras, and you could disguise
Take
it.
off your fake face, and you just go like, and you don't touch the ground.
Toast.
You almost touch the ground.
He has to come in and steal a thing.
Okay. Speed and a heist movie. How does this? Okay, they have to move the sword. All right.
With it, and if it doesn't,
Okay,
if the mirrors don't keep going at the proper speed.
I have it. So the first part is they have to steal the sword because the rulers of the organization, the tower, the ministry. What is it? The Tower of Central Ministry.
Tower of Central Ministry. Spire of Central Ministry.
The spire of.
That's a deep cut. I don't think anyone's gonna get that. That wasn't in chat when that was created.
Correct.
I love it.
What's
going to end up happening then is that we can have after the game, the three of us need to get in with the players and be like, all right, what did you pick up on? And then we'll have like how many references did you get?
It's going to be so funny. AJ is running it and doesn't know. And all the players are going to start cluing in and be like, is this blah? And AJ's going to be like, nah. Okay, it has become corrupt. The players have to know it is their moral duty to steal the sword.
So wait, this is a group of people going after the sword? Okay, so the government, the ruling class is moving the sword because they feel like that'll be better, but it shouldn't be, right? Like they were like, it's not safe here anymore because somebody tried to steal it, so we should move it, but that's like not a good plan.
Yeah.
So it's like the
Ministry are moving the sword. The sword has to be kept moving. Why?
We don't need because you said speed. That's why.
Because of speed.
That's because of speed.
Because there's a bomb on the bus, Zach.
Yeah, Zach.
Shoot the hostage. We can. That's just the one that we can. The speed reference can be shoot the hostage.
Spyro's Century Ministry has become corrupt. The players know it is their moral duty to steal the sword. Ministry are moving the sword via a high-speed carriage across the land. The players must board the carriage
while it is in motion.
While in motion.
They won't stop it.
Because if the carriage stops, I think she's going to get this one, stops, the sword will be lost. Will explode.
That's
The sword has become unstable. The sword has become unstable.
And keeping it moving keeps it stable?
Yeah.
Okay.
Has become unstable.
We can say it's warping reality around it. So if it stays in one place for too long, it creates
too much warp.
It warps it so much that it ends up being like it creates like a little mini black hole.
It starts to like bend like reflections, like
reflections.
Yeah.
So then we can, if it keeps going, like if it keeps moving, then the bend in reality will go back to normal.
Yeah, yeah. If it's like because the blade itself reflects things, right? Like it's polished, and so the blade reflects things, and if it reflects things too long, it starts to reality.
Rob is trying to get us to add in Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, that's a good point.
I've been thinking about how we could get a dead person puppeteered around. I'm not exactly sure.
Can't believe
we could tie that. It could tie into the I mean, it could be something that ends up getting tied into the whole heisty first part with the Mission Impossible. You know?
Mm-hmm.
You just
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
put a little DM's note, consider having them get a dead body and puppeteered around.
Just DM's note. Try
Should
to do
they like, if they suggest puppeting a corpse, no big deal.
I love a weekend at Bernie's. Do you reckon we can fit it into the main one?
Probably.
Like the Smith dies and they have to pretend the Smith is still alive. Okay. No.
You could wait a minute. That's a good thing. It could be like, note, if the Smith dies, then Pescatelli will just start killing everyone. So if they notice the Smith dies, they should try to do what they can to make it seem like the Smith stays alive.
I'll put that in the Smith.
Now the Smith is 17 different references all in one. So
I know. We love the Smith. Somebody in chat suggested that the driver of the vehicle that has to stay at high speed has died.
And only his hands can drive.
Hands, because it's a DNA lock.
That's not bad. I like that.
But he's been just to make it seem like he's still alive. Okay. Wait, what was that last bit that you said?
Oh, that if the driver of the high speed vehicle perishes, his DNA, he has to drive because his DNA is the only thing that will run, like as a safeguard.
Yes. Yeah.
It's the only one that will run. Also, chat, hi. You this is not a thing obviously that you can contribute your donations to affect what we are doing right now, but you can like buy a buff for the next game if you want.
Yeah.
Like you
and they're
can
gonna
like
need it.
They're gonna need it.
if you want to donate,
yeah, donations are very.
We'll pass that along to the next thing.
Yeah, the first person to donate is gonna be our favorite, and not in a parasocial way. Actually, our favorite. We will
our
become
real
friends
favorite.
Officially. Zach has told me that he's willing to make 4 or 5 YouTube shorts promoting anything you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Zach, I made a YouTube short about you. It didn't do very well.
You're
You're not that popular anymore.
It's true. I lost it.
Okay.
I mean, Cinder, you can do a YouTube short about me. You haven't done one of those yet.
Yeah.
Do you make? I made it, but I have to cut it from one that you make. Do you do this?
I mean, I've got a lot of material on Twitch. I've got a lot of.
Because on YouTube, I can just go to his short and I
YouTube.
can hit a button, and then I'm clipping his thing, and I take a line that he says out of context, and it's funny.
I mean, I do say a lot of really ridiculous things, so
All right.
I have a lot of YouTube stuff on my playlist.
Okay.
What happens? It's mostly me making weird faces and gestures and finger guns and going like beep 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 beep.
That's kind of perfect. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some good 90 parenting. I've always watched Cinder's shorts. Psh, don't you watch my shorts? No, you can if you want to. Is there a bard inspiring the movement?
The movement of the
maybe
of the like
what
vehicle.
What if like maybe as they're driving, they get held hostage again, but this time it's by a band that is trying to get on the radio, and
yes,
and Adam Sandler's there, and Brendan Fraser, and they're
I love that.
and somebody's upset about Adam Sandler having sex on the couch, and
I mean, I would be upset about that, to be fair.
And they shoot people with hot sauce.
Okay, whatever it is. Okay, if everything goes right and Pecolino is foiled, decades later the sword has become unstable, warping reality around it. If it stays in one place, reality.
We got a Wild Stallions reference. We got a Bill and Ted
Oh,
reference
Bill
in
and
the.
Ted reference. Yeah.
Hey, we didn't eat any sugar before we got on here. This is just how we are.
Okay.
I drank water.
We can do this in the basement of the tower, around where the Lorius is kept. There is two dudes that accidentally used it and are in a 24-hour loop, and they're like
forever,
and they can't get out.
Yeah, and they're just like, hey guys.
but they don't see it as an existential dread thing. They're like having a good time.
They're having the time of their lives, just trying to pass their history report. You know, they don't want to go to military school.
Till in bed.
No, who does?
Till in bed. The halfling twins.
Yeah.
Yes.
They call themselves twins.
Twill.
But they're clearly not twins.
Twill and Bedlam.
Twill and
Bedlam I love
cool.
it.
Yeah. Bedlam
and they're little halflings. In my brain, they are the combination of Bill and Ted and Merry and Pippin.
Yes.
From Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And they're learning history from the librarian ghosts.
Yeah.
From the Smith ghosts. Thank you, Dead Like Me Dead. Yes.
Two. Like, who created all this stuff in the basement, and there's no real need to go there.
No, there's no need to go there at all. Doesn't matter.
No, but I've met players. They're gonna do stuff. So like, let's put it out there.
Barry and Tippin. That's funny.
Accidentally used the Lorius, and are stuck in a 24-hour loop. Are chill with the librarian, with the ghosts down here, learning history from
the librarians.
The
Smiths.
Which is also very funny because that is a band.
Yeah.
I'm learning about history from the Smiths, man. I'm a little
Robert Pattinson know all that much about. Wait, is it Robert?
Maybe. Robert Pattinson.
No, Robert Pattinson was the sparkly vampire. He's the vampire that died on 9/11.
What's his name from the Smiths?
Robert Pattinson.
It is now.
Yeah,
in this timeline, Robert Pattinson formed the Smiths. Yes, and their first single was called "This Is the Skin of a Killer."
Wonderful. Okay, Twill and Bedlam, two halfling twins, accidentally used the Lorius and are stuck in a 24-hour loop. A chill with the ghost in hand, learning history from the Smith ghosts. Are doofuses?
Maybe they can offer the players. Maybe are doofuses, but weirdly insightful about the sword.
Yeah.
So maybe they could like they could help the players learn something that is sword relevant, if that matters.
The players themselves.
Not the characters, the players.
Chill bros.
The players.
Them players. Yeah, you know.
This is a very meta game. If you play this game long enough, you as the player get sucked into the world.
And it's very clear that they're chill because we've described them as chill twice now, which is
so chill. Double chill.
They are chill, but they are also chill bros.
They are chill with the ghosts, and they're chill bros. Okay. Okay, I can put this here. Okay. So I've got for speed. Decades later, the sword has become unstable, warping reality around it. If it stays in place too long, reality starts to unwind. It must be in constant motion on a high-speed carriage. The party has security, ensuring that the carriage stays in motion. The driver of the carriage is soul-bound to the vehicle. Only their body can drive it. The ministry are moving the sword. Okay.
The central ministry, still around, has decided to move the sword.
Yeah.
But some sort of mysterious mechanical arcane force from the future has sent back a robot version of Marv that is now a like liquid metal one that is trying to stop them so that they
Yes.
Okay. Yes, of Marv.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Metal Marv.
Due to the time shenanigans.
We didn't name him Marv. What did we name him? He named him the last name.
Merchants. But no, he could be
Merchant.
Mithril. He could be Mithril Merchants. He can come back as Mithril Merchants.
Yeah.
But he's sent back from the future.
Merchant now
To stop
upgraded.
us from to stop the characters from getting the PCs.
Well, he's
from
assassinated. He kills the driver as they're in motion. So the players have
to stop but then he would have the same goal as our team, right? Because they want to put the sword back.
The team are on the carriage. They're making sure the carriage stays in motion. Merchant comes in, assassinates the driver. So now the players have to keep the carriage. Yeah, so that it'll stop and the reality will unwind. I've now got it made into liquid metal.
Liquid mithril. Say mithril.
Mithril. You right.
Has been sent by a cosmic like a cosmic mechanical intelligence.
Well, I said due to time shenanigans of the Laureus.
Okay, fine, I accept. I guess it doesn't need to be Skynet. I guess we don't need Skynet.
No, I'm trying to come up with a better name for Skynet. Hold on, I'm with you on this.
Hey, you got it. Sent back in time to stop the players.
The astral web.
Succeed.
Oh, yeah, astral web is good.
The tethers of the astral sea have gained sentience in the future and realized that they could control all of the realities if the planes broke down because the astral sea sits between. I don't know if that's actually true anymore. So
it is if we say it.
This is the moment that could be the fulcrum to that.
Okay, everybody, be careful. I just had AJ like something on Instagram, which means she is stirring.
Okay.
She's maybe listening in.
The astral. I had a genuine. My heartbeat genuinely was like.
Oh god.
The astral sea has become sentient in the future, and has sent Merchant back in time.
Yeah, to start the unraveling, to restart the unraveling of the barrier between the planes.
To start the planes unraveling.
Yeah, time to just do it again. Get rid of it.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this.
Merchant assassinates the driver of the carriage.
She's here. The sleeper has awakened.
Hello.
Hello,
What's
AJ.
up, Winter?
Winter.
Dude, we got so many. We got pages.
So much.
We have pages and pages of notes for you. We
Look at all
have
this.
built, and we're all so serious.
We've given potentials for Game 7.
Yep.
Ends game. Yeah, all the games.
Yep.
We basically wrote Game 6.
Yeah. Forced to keep the carriage
Yeah.
moving via the now deceased driver.
Or any means necessary, They can figure it out.
Yes. Any means necessary. Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's do it. AJ, do you want to jump on the call?
Yeah, you want to come in?
Talk you through it? Up to you. Make sure you're
Oh
well
man,
rested and you have some
she heard, she stayed, she lingered, and she heard the plan before bed.
What?
What?
Boo. That's
Well,
all right.
You know what? It's fine because we ended up doing something totally different. So
yeah, we did.
totally
This
fine.
Yeah.
is totally different.
We went
we
very
ended up
serious.
we ended up going in a pretty different direction than we started thinking about.
Yeah. So, plus you don't know what's a reference and what isn't.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. We've got some chaos, some shenanigans, some ice cream.
Some ice cream.
We got 20 minutes. Should we build something else?
Yeah.
I just gotta say that in chat, a Kasserix said, "I'm so excited for this game. It'll be the most intense and serious game ever."
Yeah, it will.
Yeah,
in
it's
many
gonna be
ways.
super
So
intense and super
serious.
serious.
Super serious.
Sick one. If everything, so we've got two potentials. If everything goes wrong and Pascalino gets the sword, we do the time loop thing.
Mm-hmm.
If everything goes right and Pascalino is foiled, decades later, the sword becomes unstable, warping rarely around it, etc., etc. Carriage, gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
Is there any other potential outcomes that we want to like?
I mean,
You've got
there is one thing that does come to mind if we're trying to keep with theme.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe amongst the time, as the sword is getting disrupted and things are going sideways, maybe there's sort of a general weird time thing, and maybe like extinct animals start emerging.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And like that becomes like
unlike
an
an
island,
island, maybe.
Yeah.
It could be anywhere really, because eventually they're gonna get to a city.
They're gonna get
and
everywhere.
happens.
Yeah.
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 So there could be like the like if time stuff starts to become more of a thing, it could be the emergence of extinct animals start to spread.
Yeah.
Or
And some enterprising individual kind of like
collects
collects them. Yeah.
Yeah, because life finds a way.
It
Just-
does. The rally warping effects of the sword have brought once thought extinct
creatures, beasts of the land.
beasts of the land back into modern day. An enterprising but ultimately foolish individual has
So much hubris there.
so much hubris has been collecting these creatures to create a carnival like no other.
Yeah.
Things go great, nothing goes wrong.
Yeah.
Everything is awesome.
The players are brought in to oversee before the park opens.
Is it a
This is all
park or is
correct?
it a carnival?
It's a carnival, sorry. You're right. Carnival opens. So stupid.
No, it's amazing. Newman's there.
Newman's there.
Sorry. And Jimmy Buffett, weirdly. I don't know why. But he is.
he in there?
Margaritaville.
Yeah.
He's running with the margaritas.
They're brought to oversee the carnival before the carnival opens. Realize things aren't as safe as the what's that dude's name?
John Hammond? Isn't that his
John
name?
Hammond. Attenborough.
Attenborough. David Attenborough?
Yeah, first name Atten, last name Burrow.
Yeah, Attenborough.
An enterprising.
Yeah, they're not as safe as they seem.
Atten. Burrow.
That's just his last name.
Yeah, Richard Attenborough was the actor.
First name Atten. Last name Burrow.
Burrow.
Hang on. Burrow.
I love it.
He's also a halfling.
Everybody's a halfling.
Are you saying a man with the last name Burrow isn't a halfling?
It's not a half. That's yeah.
Could be a gnome.
Okay, the players are brought to oversee the carnival before it opens. Realize things aren't as safe as Master Burrow believes. Claims.
Things get really weird when these ancient creatures spark the entrance of some extraterrestrials who land in the jungle to steal the skulls of animals who get caught.
Wait.
Yeah, what the hell are you?
Most of these creatures are merely mindless beasts. There is one among them who enjoys the hunt and begins picking off the players. The players.
One by one.
The characters.
The players. No, the players. Game 7's gonna get wild. Players. Lock your doors.
They have to get to the chopper.
They have to get to the chopper.
Can they escape to the what do they call those flying things that like fly like dragonflies, like aerocopters? There's like a word in Dune. What do they call the flying things in Dune? Somebody in chat knows.
Yeah, what are they called?
Chat, what are the Dune planes called?
I think are they just called copters?
No, they got a word. They got a word. I can look it up.
Ornithopters.
Ornithopters.
Get to the ornithopter.
Ornithopter to escape.
This is so silly.
So correct.
Yeah.
I feel great about it.
The Hunter.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. There is a stat block for it already in D&D.
Really?
So Orthon. Orthon is just the predator.
Oh.
Almost like exactly. Like you don't need to change it.
Orthon. O-N?
Yeah, it's a devil. Yeah, they're cool. They're fun monsters.
Upon being defeated.
An ancient
curse.
Keep going. My thought was upon being defeated, an ancient creature is awakened in the Arctic. And I'm just jumping.
I was saying upon being defeated, an ancient curse will cause it to explode.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
I like that.
In a 200-foot radius.
And then a mummy will come.
30 seconds. And then they find
Brendan Fraser comes up again. But this time he's a caveman from the ice, and he's hanging out with teens, just living his life.
Yeah. He's a man who grew up entirely in the jungle.
Okay, I feel like we're also overlooking a classic that allowed a lot of people to understand their sexuality, and that is The Mummy.
Yeah, well, when you said an ancient curse, that's where my head went. Went
Mummy.
and then
you mustn't read from the book. There's got to be a magic book. There's got to be a book.
The sword has been lost for aeons, and they found.
We're really jumping the shark, eh? We're doing like 1,000 years. Now we're going to million. Everybody's made of stars. Guys, AJ's not gonna have a world to play in.
We've created the perfect world to play.
She has a wonderful world to play in.
Yeah.
It's all the worlds.
It's all the worlds in many ways.
It's true.
I like how AJ told me, it was like, so like try and keep things somewhat realistic because we're gonna get chaotic anyway. And I'm like, yeah, bet.
To be fair, AJ, I would like you to know Zach did not communicate that to Cinder or I about
he didn't.
At all.
He communicated a plan, and I think we executed that plan with
This plan
tenacity.
Is perfect. Yeah. We found the path and we doggedly pursued it.
It is ironic that Zach didn't think of the mummy.
It's true. Yeah. So if you want to come on and hang out and like we can tell you about this tale that we have woven of our own.
Hey, it's a tale as old as time.
Yes.
A song
Tune as old as
rhyme.
song.
Yeah. Ooh. different direction, but yes.
Just verse 2. We want verse.
That's what I know. That's what I said. That's what I meant. That's what. Yeah.
Ooh.
Copyright.
We're covering the whole thing.
Is the important part also.
Legally distinct.
Legally distinct. Many would say that.
In all the ways that matter, it is legally distinct.
All right. Is there anything we want to go over
before AJ arrives?
Well, how many players are in? Because we have the artifacts that they're given at the start: bag of tricks, bag of beans, wand of wonder. Is there any other items like that? Deck of illusions.
Deck of illusions is a random item thing. There's one. Isn't there like a thing from Eberron that you can like shoot a random cantrip with? Let me look around. I just like the randomness side of it.
Mm-hmm. What did I bloody stumble into? Joy.
Yeah. People having some fun. If that's still allowed. Huh? Deck of illusions, wand of wonder is good. Bag of beans. I feel like there's like some kind of coat you can rip off pockets. There's some weird items.
It's a robe of useful things, I think is what it's called.
That's right.
But it's not random.
It's not
we can make it random. We could say it's a specific version of the cloak of robe of useful items where it is random.
I
like that useful.
Yeah.
It's like a ladder. It's like they're really useful if you like were living a normal life.
It's such a weird item to exist. It's like
it's a really good item to get if you're like a regular person in the world.
Yeah, I guess, but then you rip it off and it's permanently like ripped off then.
Yeah, but then it's like, okay, cool, I don't have to go buy a ladder. Like I own a ladder now. Like owning a ladder, if you don't own a ladder, that's a big deal. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like the most annoying part of owning a ladder is like storing the ladder.
Storing the ladder. Can I store it back in my cloak?
Yeah, can I like put it back in the pocket?
Squish it back and
That'd be
put it in?
Useful. That'd be a really useful coat. Now it's just like
there are a couple allies for the party. There's Twill and Bedlam.
Twill and Bedlam.
There's the Smiths.
The Smiths?
Which is not a joke about Smiths as a band, but somehow it still sort of is. There's the Artificer.
Bennett. Enstatite.
Bennett. Bennett Enstatite.
There is. I guess the Nilmerks could potentially be helpful.
Yeah, I feel like they're like a neutral element. They could be. It depends on them.
Definitely chaotic. I feel like while a specific Nilmerk won't like aid them, they can still undermine their enemies for sure.
Yeah, they're like a force.
A force to be reckoned with.
The Fomorian might be their friend.
Absolutely. If you treat him with respect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think this is just a good lesson in general. If you treat NPCs with respect, perhaps they will be helpful.
Exactly.
Party people.
Merchants could potentially become an ally depending on how you play it.
If you play it right.
And then when they return, twisted and changed, it'll be the more epic and sad. It'll hit
be
hard.
So sad.
Merkins, what happened to you?
What happened to you?
We aren't friends anymore.
You.
Do we want to add any other locations? Or is the tower kind of locked down?
What about in the second one? Maybe they're moving it to the Thunderdome.
Yeah, that's where it'll be kept safe.
Not a Thunderdome. What is it? What's it called?
It's an arena. It's a
The,
storm
the
arena.
lightning sphere.
Storm Arena. I like Storm
Storm
Arena.
The arena of storms.
Yeah. And that's where they find the children who live in the desert and remember the old ways, but kind of in a way that doesn't make sense.
Wait, what is that?
Also, Tina Turner is there. I don't know why, but she sings a rockin' tune.
Have we just wait? That's an
a
Australian
good day to
reference.
die.
Do you not get the Australian reference we're making right now, Zach?
Arena of lightning.
Look up Thunderdome.
I got that bit.
Well, there's the kids that live in the desert and pretend to ride the airplane, and they spin records, and they don't know what they're doing.
Nobody
it is
knows.
weird that Australia just loves Tina Turner. We've got her in. We have a whole. This is the thing that I learned that is not a universal thing. So if you play Nutbush City Limits in an Australian crowd, we have a dance for Nutbush.
Really?
Really?
Like a line
Like as
dance.
Huh?
Like we all
That's
get
kinda
in line
fun.
and we all will do it.
Like
you
as
play
a
that at a
people?
wedding or like a, it's a whole thing.
I feel like I
cool.
need to witness this.
You can look up.
This feels important. No. In person. Here's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I am already angling. I'm doing my best to come out to PAX Australia next year. So
I want to go to PAX Australia so much.
You
Seems
come,
yeah,
you come to
that's the
PAX,
plan. That's my plan.
Oz, we'll do the Nutbush.
If I come to
That
PAX
sounds
Oz,
so dirty.
I want to do.
Come to
I wanna-
PAX
I wanna-
Oz. We'll do the Nutbush.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. We don't have a nanny with a bag of holding and a broom of flying, but I think that's because we're slightly of a different era, just slightly of a different.
Yeah.
Little off. Other.
I think Rob just hit on me on stream.
Wow.
Just told me to come over and we'll Nutbush.
era.
Places of interest. Do we have any other floors of the spire that we think would be helpful or interesting to travel through? Maybe a floor of, I mean, we already did this, but the floor of ancient animals that have
Well, it's like a natural history museum section. I mean, night at the museum.
Yeah. But also like there's like a so Princess Bride in the book. I don't know if you've read the book, but in the book they have a whole section on the Zoo of Death where you have to go through like 100 levels of like animals that can kill you before they could get down to where they were keeping Wesley on the machine.
Yeah, a zoo. Let's say a
Zoo of
zoo
Death,
in which there are rodents of unusual size.
Yeah, and
I don't think they
maybe a
exist.
giant singing Venus flytrap.
Yes.
Yeah, giant singing Venus flytrap.
Zoo which
And a dentist that's mean.
animals have run amok. There are particularly large rats,
It's a very weird spire,
man
but
eating.
I like it.
Musical man eating because they're singing. Feed me, Seymour. They gotta sing.
Okay, I'm curtailing that slightly. Man eating plants.
If I could type in this document, I would type in musicals.
Musical.
In all caps and bolded right now.
Wait, it's been cursed, so it has to sing. It can only sing to communicate.
Yeah. It's
been cursed.
It's been cursed to sing. All right, I feel like we got something. We're cooking. You know, we have cooked. In fact,
I
We
feel
cooked
like
so many things.
We have cooked so many things that we now just have a very unusual gumbo.
yeah,
It's like but hey, gumbo, delicious.
It's
Mwah.
delicious.
Like a gumbo.
It is I don't know.
I don't know what else we can kind of throw in the pot here. I'm feeling good about it though.
I'm feeling
we-
good about it.
I feel great.
There
Should
could
we-
be a guy that's getting too old for this somewhere in there,
Mm.
probably.
I'm too old for this shit.
Oh yeah, the Smith. The Smith has gotten too old for this.
That one Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
The,
like
the current Smith.
Aaron Smith. He is 5 days from retirement.
So close.
Okay.
Mhm.
He's 2 days from retirement. In general, getting too old for this. Perfect. Should we look at like what happened before and see if we can tie anything in?
No. That
Yeah.
feels that's gonna break things. Let's not worry about it.
That feels too much. Cool.
That is too much work.
That's too much. That's too much. That's putting too much in here. You know? We don't want to over season. You never want to over season.
Yeah.
I'm feeling great about it.
There's a good level of spice right now. We don't want to tip it over.
And now we just get to rest on our laurels.
Yeah.
I love our laurels.
Our laurels are the best thing to rest on, honestly.
Truly. If you're gonna rest, should be on laurels.
What is a laurel?
It is like an accolade. It is like a
It's also
something
a
that
sort
they
of
would
plant.
It's like you know.
Well, yeah, because they used to give them didn't you get them at like the original Olympics? You would
Why
get...
would I rest on this plant?
Yeah, wasn't it like a thing you put on your head?
Let's have a little history lesson. Resting on laurels. What does that mean? Origins dates back to ancient Greece and Roman traditions where victorious Olympians or generals wore crowns made of laurel wreaths as a symbol of victory.
So it's like it literally is like happy with the victory. It's like we're victorious. Okay.
Correct.
We're not really resting on them. Because I was going to say, they look like something you would use to maybe put a leaf or two in a stew, and then you'd leave it in for too long, and then it would kind of mess up the flavor.
Bay leaf.
Like accidentally eating the bay leaf. I forgot to take it out of my sauce, and somebody crunched on it.
Yeah. little chewy, the bay leaf.
Womp womp.
Fun fact, I learned about the etymology of the word pog. Poggers. It had in a very the word pog or the emote on Twitch pog, came from this dude doing this face like he did that face, on a when there was like technical difficulties on a tournament he was a fighting tournament he was kind of describing commentating. Later he used that screenshot as the thumbnail for a literal pog tournament, like the discs.
Yeah, pogs. Yeah,
pogs.
You get your slammers, all sorts of
slammers, your pogs. Yo, AJ, what up?
Hello.
She's back.
Welcome back.
How was your nap?
How's your nap?
It's good. Yeah, we've survived. We've survived less.
Lovely. How many hours of sleep are you on versus how many hours have you been awake?
For this entire 48 hours?
Yeah.
I just slept for maybe 2 hours.
Right.
Got up.
Nailed it.
I'm shoveling cereal into my face and did my makeup. And then I'm back on the stream.
Love it.
Yesterday I was up from 7 a.m. till 4:30 in the morning.
Wow. Dang.
Whoa.
Commitment.
It's something.
Well, we left you with some very easy and easy.
Yeah, totally
tasks.
easy. Totally.
Well, we have a lot.
It's really fleshed out. Yeah.
to draw from.
There's a lot. I was listening to the last remnants of this over the last 20 to 30 minutes.
We put an extras section in case you want to use that, draw from that. That's up to you. But the main, for game 6 at least, we've set the stage. So 1,000 years has passed.
1,000, okay.
1,000 years has passed. The Sword of Desire has become kind of a linchpin between the planes, creating a small bubble of planar stability that a community, a small city, has kind of like grown around. But since then, people have gone kind of lax about the dangers. They're a distant memory. This city of Winnetka has built around it, and it is every year since that that 1,000 years ago when this kind of city was formed, they have a kind of winter solstice celebration, Desiderium, which is similar to Christmas, where they kind of give thanks for the bubble of safety that they do have. There are a number of magical items set aside, prophesied to be used when the time is needed, and that their rightful users will pull exactly what they need from them. These are mechanically the bag of tricks, a bag of beans, a wand of wonder, and a deck of illusions. It is a sacred duty, but also kind of a shitty duty to be the ones guarding those artifacts during the winter solstice, because everyone else is partying in the tower of the central ministry, and they have to be up in the higher floors, just sitting around watching some dusty old books and whatnot. However, things are kicked off when Cinder, do you wanna throw something?
No, I was making dum. However, dum, but I didn't want to interrupt you, so I just did the motion for it.
Things are kicked off when Pescalino, he is a reflection of an archfey. So this archfey was beautiful and wise, but this reflection is a shrunken, ill-fitted, and angry and unstable gnome. I'm
going to say he was ejected from the mirror.
Yeah.
When the sword was anchored, and it locked off any way for him to get back into his realm. And it also locked off all the other realms. So like all the other planes you cannot get to unless the sword is removed from its linchpin point.
Yes. Yeah, so he has taken the festival hostage. So all the merriment that's going on, that's in the bottom story of the tower, he comes in with his sidekick Merchant, a water elemental. He comes in, takes everyone hostage. So he wants to find the Smith. The Smith is a role that gets passed down from generation to generation. They are the only one who knows which is the real Sword of Desire. So in the room with the sword, there is 1,000, because one is made every year, decoy swords that get made. So the Smith is the only one who knows the real sword. So Pescalino is trying to, by taking everyone hostage, is trying to put the screws to the Smith. He doesn't know exactly who it is either, but he's hoping that the Smith will give up the Sword of Desire so he can return home. He is a very vain man. He demands to be taken seriously, hates when he's laughed at. He is a very smooth talker. He's very proficient in disguises, but he has a fear of fire. His sidekick, there's some tension there. Merchant, is an elemental, is going along with Pescalino because he's promised that Merchant will be returned to the plane of water. As this is all happening, the other thing that's going on, which happens every year around this time, because this is the time when the barrier between the planes, at least stable, the Nilmergs, which are creatures which are the kind of embodiment of extreme emotions. They are the reflections of fey creatures like boggarts or brownies that have come over. And this is up to the DM how often you want to kind of implement this, but we said that every time a player expresses extreme emotion, they have to make a DC 12 plus 1 every time they roll it, con save, or a Nilmerg spawns from their shadow. They are embodying the emotion that created them to a destructive extreme. And this often creates chain effects of other players getting scared, and it's creating fear Nilmergs. Their goals are mostly just to destabilize and cause mischief. Their abilities, they can teleport but only from unseen places to unseen places, and they can kind of disrupt magic as they go. So what we imagined was the kickoff point was like the players are up guarding those artifacts up in the higher floors. They are the wards around the artifacts that they're looking at kind of like dissipate, and then they realize that the tower has been taken over
It's
by
the prophecy. It's happening.
It's happening.
Mm,
they're the
okay.
ones. And so then they have to stop Pascalino and Merchant from going higher in the tower.
Getting the sword.
Getting the sword. Cool.
Okay.
So important NPCs, the Smith, which we've described. He's kind of like an older dude at this point. He's like very close to retirement, but still very loyal to the idea of self-sacrifice. I've also noted that if the Smith dies, Pascalino will like kind of lose his shit and start killing everyone. So it's in the party's best interest to make it, if he does die, to make it seem like he's still alive. Bennett, he's like an artificer / sage. He was a previous Smith. He's a little unhinged. He was kind of removed from office because he was creating like a lot of preparations and a lot of different like traps and nonsense that that has all been put in the basement. He is in there kind of like wandering around.
Oh my gosh.
He created the Laureus, which is a device. Now the players don't know what this does, but this device will send you back 24 hours in time. So that is a potential hook for the next, like if everything goes wrong, the next one shot can be them going back and trying it again. He is a potential ally again, so he's separate from the party, which have been like kind of are under hostage. Down there as well is Twill and Bedlam, 2 halfling twins. They have actually used the Laureus and are stuck in a 24-hour loop. But they're very chill. They've learnt a lot of history from the ghosts which populate the basement. The ghosts of the previous Smiths.
Previous Smiths staying to continue their job of keeping things safe.
Yeah. They're kind of doofuses, but they're very insightful, and they know a lot, but are kind of like, dumb.
Okay.
Cool. Places of interest. Yeah, we've mentioned the spire. Tallest room at the top of the tower contains the sword. Middle, like somewhere in the lower rooms, there is the sword that containing the artifacts, which the players are guarding. We've thrown in like potentially there is a zoo in there. There is the ground floor where the party is taking place. That's what's attacked first, and then there's the basement beneath there. There is a secret entrance exit out of the basement. Maybe it's a like cavern, kind of like
underdarky, a little underdarky.
Maybe that's where Pescarino came through. Around the tower is a hedge maze, and there is also a parade going on and stuff like that.
Because it's a winter celebration, lots of stuff
and
happening.
we were thinking the parade could almost have like floats representing things from the past, like adventures, like
moments from
epic scenes from the exactly.
Okay, cool. I hope that I can get as much of this notes of documents into this one shot as I can. No guarantees. Really got 2 hours sleep and a whole lot of notes that you guys have made. But I feel like what I'm going to do is I'm going to we're going to go to break, and I'm going to highlight as much through this document that I can make sense, and then put it into something. So if
we believe in you
already.
We just wanted to set a table full of stuff, and then you can pick and choose what you like.
Yeah, it's genuinely what you have done. You've given me 3 pages.
It is an adventure buffet.
There's a lot of stuff that we put in for the potential if like the second for game 7, whether things go wrong or if things go right.
Okay.
So that's up to
I'm intrigued.
Good. All right, should we jump to break and then?
Yeah, if you want to head to Be Right Back, and then I can let
cool.
these players in. We could do a little swapsy, and then
Swap-a-roo.
I'm gonna DM a game out of this.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right. Bye, chat. Oh, with before we head off, Cinderblock. Do you want to?
I'm CinderBlockSally. You can find me on Twitch or YouTube making shorts and talking about D&D homebrew and having goofs and gaffs.
Goofs and gaffs. And Sarah, where can the lovely people find you?
Hi, I'm Sarah Moore. You can find me all over the internet at Pixies and Pins or my website, which is pixiesandpins.com. And every Friday night at 5 p.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/GenConTV for Sarah's Table.
Wonderful. And I'm ZacSpeaksGiant. You can find me on the internet. I do D&D things, and also if you've ever, when you're like really thirsty at night and you get your water bottle next to your bed and you go to drink and there's nothing left in there, I did that. I drank it all.
Aww.
Yeah.
He gives and he takes. He gives and he takes.
This guy.
Thank you so much to AJ for letting us cause chaos on this wonderful.
Yeah, thanks so much. This has
stream.
been so much fun.
All right. We'll be back very, very soon. So don't go anywhere. All right. Bye.
Bye.
I don't know.